a little bit delayed because of the Wrestling Escape Pods. And yeah, we've also got a bit of drama in this country because NXT is not showing on our schedule. This is something people have been speaking to me about kind of throughout the day and past few days. It's not showing on the schedule, which I can't remember this ever happening before. I remember a SmackDown not showing and being quite confused about it. And then eventually, like, I don't know, a few hours before the show started, it then showed, it then appeared. And so it was all fine. But as of even right now, it's still not showing on the schedule. The fact that they've got, I don't know, 3 channels, 4 channels, however many channels they've got, and they can't find a home for NXT, like, tonight. It's pretty bad, that is. we never had this with, like, BT. We never had this with Sky Sports. So what I would say is if you're in the UK and you're trying to watch NXT, and I think there'll be people jumping in tonight going, well, I can't find NXT, where do I go? I'm going watch wrestling. I'm going on to watch wrestling. I used watch wrestling last night for Raw, and it was fine. It worked brilliant. It was no problems whatsoever. Clearly not something that I'm going to be doing on a regular basis. It's clearly something I don't need to be doing on a regular basis. But I did it last night for Raw, and it worked fine. And you know what? I could have stuck around and watched Barmageddon. I could have quite happily watched the show afterwards as well with Bella Garcia or whatever her name is. So, but I didn't. Because I was absolutely shattered. I was shattered. I was very much running out of steam by the end of that stream. And I'm feeling the effects now, to be honest. We've got our family round tomorrow, so it's been a day of tidying. It's been a day of sorting, of planning. I don't know if I'm coming or going. It's like the calm before the storm. It's like trying to find a couple of moments to sit down to chat with you guys about wrestling has been a little bit tricky today because there's still quite a healthy jobs list of things that need to be done around here. So I'm sure many of you have gone through the same this festive season. Family coming round, food needing to be sorted, rooms needing to be cleaned, or cards needing to be written, gifts needing to be wrapped, blah 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 blah. Hey, I've got my I'll show you this. I've got my dad a card. I'm sure you might have seen these. I haven't seen my dad yet. He's been at work and he comes back tomorrow as well, so I get to see my dad for the first time like this Christmas, and so I'm going to give him this cards. And many of you will have seen these cards, and I'm sure some of you will have given these cards, but some of you may not have seen these cards. And this is the card I've got my dad. It's a prank card, right? When you open it up, when you open the card up, it makes this noise. But it does that continuously. Even when you close it, it won't stop. Once you pull this tab out that's here, it won't. You can open it, close it, do whatever. It will not stop going. It won't stop. And what's even better is you say to them, if you want to stop it, you've got to actually press the button that's on the thing. You need to rip the back off. As soon as they rip the back off, a load of hidden glitter then falls onto them. So there's like this hidden glitter that's in there. So it's a 2-part prank with a non-stop meowing, really annoying song, which then goes into glitter that's actually hidden in the back of the card as well. So he is going to absolutely hate that. He is going to hate that. My dad is someone that works very hard, comes back, just wants to sit down, just wants to have a Diet Coke or something, and just, you know, do nothing really. It's just been run off his feet. working in a hotel, doing whatever needs doing, needs some help in the kitchen, needs some help behind the bar, needs some help on reception, needs some help here, needs to do this, needs to do that. He just wants to sit down, have a peaceful life. What he doesn't want is... Let's go. So apparently it goes for like hours and hours and hours. So loving that. That's going to make my day tomorrow. That's the only thing I'm looking forward to, is giving him that card. Once that's done, that's my day over. So yeah, it's manic. As a result, I don't have loads of information to bring to you. Let's go to NXT and see where we are. We've got Brody Lee Forever trending. Let's click on this. Brody Lee Forever. This is Preston Vance. So I think it's people remembering. Today marks 3 years since the world lost John Huber, Mr. Brody Lee. Please join us in celebrating Big Rig by sharing your favorite memories. Hashtag Brody Lee Forever. That tweet coming out by All Elite Wrestling, AEW, and that's pretty nice. Meechin has joined in on that, just tweeting out Brody Lee Forever. I'd imagine there's a fair few wrestlers, certainly a lot of wrestling fans, sharing their thoughts. So that's nice. That's lovely. Of course, right now, WWE Madison Square Garden is underway. Let me show you a glimpse of what's going on there. Here we've got Triple H said the gift that keeps on giving. WWE's Holiday Tour takes over both the Garden and the CFG Bank Arena with 2 huge live events. CM Punk returns to MSG, Randy Orton returns to Baltimore, and much more. Happy holidays, WWE Universe. Let's keep the celebration going. And CM Punk chants have started in Madison Square Garden, apparently. So there's some footage of inside MSG. CM Punk wrestles Dominic Mysterio tonight. It's a cool moment. CM Punk reflects on what it's like to be back in the Garden once again. It is such a historic venue. There's Kofi. Look at that, Kofi in New York City. That's nice. That's nice. Check out the lines for the merch at Madison Square Garden. So I love this bit. I wish this was a more regular thing. I would love to be able to see merch stands. I love looking at concourses as well. Like, look, if you was going to Madison Square Garden tonight, this is what it would look like. Walking down the corridor. This is the behind the scenes before you walk into the world famous arena. This is what it's like on the concourse. These are the food options you can get. These are the drinks. This is what the people are looking like. This is what they're wearing. This is the merch you can buy. I love all this. This footage is gold. Because I know it might not seem like much, right? But how much would you love to see that exact same thing, but from the 90s, from the Attitude Era? How much would you love to see that exact same thing, but from the Hulkamania era in the 80s? How much would you love to see what that looked like back in the 70s? What did the concourse look like in the 70s? What were people wearing? Was there merch? I don't think there would have been. There'd be a program, I would imagine, and that would be about it. But it's weird. These, like, I suppose in a way you kind of take them for granted, like they're just boring. But I feel the same when I see, for example, if I go in a toy shop and I do filming, like for a toy hunt, it's a toy shop, who cares? Fast forward 20 years, that footage is going to be really interesting. Really interesting, because I love looking at toy shop footage from 20 years ago and seeing what was on the shelves. In fact, there's some footage that I saw recently of, I think it's like the late 80s, early 90s, inside like a Toys R Us. And you could see the wrestling section and you could see what it looked like. And again, incredible. amazing. So I love this sort of stuff. I know it might seem a bit lame, but I love this kind of thing. This is the merch stand anyway. This is what we're interested in. So there's going to be a lot of stuff here that's just stuff from WWE. Look at that, New York 316 shirt. That must be like a special shirt. They've got a special Raw. Look, New York Raw Winter Tour I Was There shirt. Best in the world comes home to New York City. Well, home is Chicago. We all know this. And also, it's interesting looking at the prices. $40 for a shirt now. I don't know how much they used to be, but in all fairness, $40 for a shirt or $60 for the hoodie. I mean, I feel like you're getting a lot more with the hoodie for an extra $20. Hell froze over. So we've got Hell froze over. We got the belts as well. $500. $200. Is that for the weight belt or is that for that belt? What's the $200? Can't be $200 for the weight belt, surely. I mean, I'm guessing they are signed though. But no, can't be. Can't be. But then they wouldn't sell that belt for $200, would they? They wouldn't sell that one for $5 and that one for $2. So it must be the weight belt is $2 and it must be the belts are $5. Don't know. Bad advertising that is. I'd be confused there. I'd be like, can you tell me how much that WWE Undisputed Universal Championship is, please? And she'd be like, it's $500, and I'd be like, false advertising. You should sell it me for $2. So yeah, any other little bits? Where's the pictures? Normally they've got like signed pictures, don't they? I can't see anything unless they might be on the counter. In all fairness, show us the counters, you cowards. No, I don't care about the line. I'm not interested. I want to look and see. Has he got like something in his hand? He had something. Oh, he's got a sign. He's got a fan sign. It's a long queue, in all fairness. It is a long queue. It is a long queue. But yeah, this is what people are wearing. Look at that. It still goes, man. Little mental R&R in Central Park, says Byron Saxton. To boy. Amazing. Love to boy. Retweet that. Finally got to meet Rhea. Also, Dom. Thank you so much. Boy joins us on the channel sometimes. So look at that meet and greets going on at Madison Square Garden. 90 minutes before showtime. Look at the decorations in MSG. Look at this. Look how packed that is, man. Oh God, so good. MSG. That's what it's like to be sat in the seats. Exclusive CM Punk shirt. Wow, we saw it. We just saw it. I'm here. We've made it. Look at the excitement. That woman wants to kiss that sign that she's made. I don't know who that dude is. But yeah, lots of exciting images and footage coming from Madison Square Garden. We're obviously not too focused on that because, well, we are focused on that. I mean, the footage of the CM Punk match is going to be everywhere. CM Punk in a WWE ring wrestling for the first time in 10 years. People are going to be into that. But what I'm into is NXT. So let's go and see what we've got. Here we go. Get ready for a crazy Tuesday night. It's the final NXT of 2023, and it's the last show before New Year's Evil, so you don't want to miss this. So we've got Briggs taking on Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup. We've got Cora Jade taking on Karmen Petrovic. And we've got Eddy Thorpe against Dijak. Now, Eddy Thorpe Dijak, I believe that's an NXT Underground match. So, in fact, it is. It says here, NXT Underground match tonight between these two. There's the Cora Karmen match. Joe Gacy. Oh, hello. Tonight, it's time for a horror story. Joe Gacy teasing something tonight. Noam Dar is going to be taking on a surging Josh Briggs. Nima said, we're here for two things, checks and championships. Let's go. Bit of footage from last week, bit of footage from a previous NXT Underground. Footage. Still love that. Merry Christmas to everyone except Eddy Thorpe's niece, Kayako. I hope you get nothing. Let's go. That's one of my favorite tweets of this festive period. Right, let's jump into the chat. James Chadwick, shout out to you, buds. Hope you had a good Christmas, and I'm guessing you're going to be joining me by clicking on Watch Wrestling this evening, unless there's going to be some change to the schedule here in the UK. If you are just joining us, we did say about 20 minutes ago or so that NXT is a bit problematic tonight in the UK. It doesn't seem to be showing on the schedule. So there is a website you can go to called Google. If you type in the words Watch Wrestling, it should take you to a website that is highly illegal. I don't give a flip because I pay my subscription, right? So it's not like they're missing out on any money from me. And they're not putting the show on by the looks of it. So what are we meant to do? Just what? Accept the fact that we can't watch it? I don't think so. So we are being driven. We are being forced into illegal activity. I am channeling my inner Liv Morgan right now. And I am a criminal. I am being a criminal. I am doing criminal things. I'm aware of it. I'm not sorry about it. I feel pretty good I could defend myself in court. I would lose. I know I would lose, right? Because we all know what the man is about, yeah? He's about keeping the little guys down. But, you know, hopefully the man doesn't find out. But yeah, it looks like we're in that boat tonight, unfortunately. Matt Carney, shout out to you. I hope you had a good Christmas, buds. Matt Carney says, I tend to have my favorites, and then to everyone else, I offer nothing but scorn. This feels like a riddle. If pressed, would you be able to find something you like about each wrestler, or should the week be burnt on a pyre? I like that. If pushed, could I find something positive about each wrestler? Well, I could, because I think that would be your job. The only people that have got the ability to like fire wrestlers are going to be like obviously HR or Triple H or Vince, like real high ups like Nick Khan or like, you know, that kind of level. So chances are, if you was working for WWE, you see, I don't have to find something good about each wrestler if I don't want to, right? I don't have to search for it if I don't want to. This is, there's a lot of wrestlers out there, a lot, hundreds and hundreds, thousands and thousands, right? So if someone is not clicking, if someone is not delivering, you do have the ability to just be like, okay, well, forget that person. Let's move on to the next one, because there's always someone waiting to take that spot. There's always someone chomping away for that opportunity. So what I would say is that, yeah, you can find positives. I'm sure you can. And if you was to work for WWE at the Performance Center, you would have to. Because chances are you're not going to be in a position where you can lose these people or make the decision to cut these people. That means that you've got to work with them. And if you're going to work with them, you've got to be highlighting what needs improving. You've got to be working with their improving their skill set. I think even at the bare minimum, what you would say is work ethic. Bare minimum, right? If they can't wrestle, they can't cut promos, they don't have a good character, they're not confident, right? If at the bare minimum they turn up on time and they put a shift in, then I think that is something that you could cling on to. That is something that you can be like, do you know what? They're trying, man. They're really trying. They're really putting a shift in. Like, we're going to keep working with them. We're going to try and get where we need to get to. And I would just focus on that. Even if nothing else, I'd focus on that. Because to be honest, if they didn't have that, to me, that's going to be a HR issue. To me, this is where I'm having words with human resources saying, this person is turning up late. I've got a punctuality issue. And not only that, but also I am clearly not getting what I need out of this person. We need to set some very clear, achievable goals. We need them to, like, you know, put them on a review of some description. And we need to see if they can reach those very achievable goals. If they can't, then that's when someone's going to have to make the decision of parting ways. So you performance manage. So, yeah, I think, you know, you're not in a position, if you work there, to be able to give up on people because you're being paid and employed to improve everyone's standard, and it's up to the company as to whether they want to keep people around or not. So at the very least, I think what you would say is that they should be turning up on time. They should be putting a shift in. So, yeah. As a fan, I'm sure I could also do that, right? Because if I had to, as a fan, I could also say that they're turning up, they're putting a shift in, you know, watch their work and see if they're working hard. You know, as a bare minimum, I would imagine they would give me that. But to be honest, as a fan, you don't have to do that, do you? Their job is to entertain us. That is the job at the end of the day. You are there to entertain us either through a promo, through a match. And if for some reason they don't achieve that, for some reason this person is not entertaining you, you can just move on to the next one. Like, I don't like this person. This person doesn't do it for me. You don't have to find something in them. So, yeah, each their own. To each their own. Supportington said, Daze, how are you? I'm good, thank you. A little bit stressed. Today's not a great day, to be honest. In fact, I'd say the past couple of days haven't been a great days because everything's about tomorrow for us here. Tomorrow is where we have like 20 odd people come round the house, and both sides of the family both come round, and it's just one of those, do you know what I mean? From the moment this stream ends, I am tidying, sorting. Well, actually, from the moment the stream ends, I'll try and do another unseen video. I'll try and get one done. And then as soon as that's done, I'm tidying and packing stuff away and all that kind of stuff. Tomorrow, Tommy Toy Travels is doing an AEW stream. So I'm not doing an AEW stream tomorrow. But I was just talking to Tommy on the Wrestling Escape Pods. He's doing an AEW stream tomorrow. He thinks he's going to start half an hour before. So I will get the link to that stream and I will put it on the homepage of this channel so that you can easily click on it and find your way to that stream if you so desire. I know there's other places you can go. That's up to you, but I think it's good for this community. If this community wants to stay together, there's a place there for you, and someone that many of you know because of the Wrestling Escape Pods. So it should be an interesting stream. Definitely a stream I'm going to be watching as well, but not live. I will try and check in with it afterwards and see kind of how it went and how things were going and if people were having a good time, and see if I can learn any tips. I'm going to see if I can be a better streamer, see what Tommy's doing and steal ideas. So I'm looking forward to it, man. It'll be really good. Tommy is the man. So tomorrow I'm not around, but there will be a link to a stream that is available for you to join in with. And then I am probably going to try and do a member stream on Thursday. And then, of course, we're back for SmackDown. The only problem with SmackDown is it's a best of, so I really don't expect many people to be around for SmackDown. I think best ofs, I don't think they're going to really grab people's attention. I haven't seen the ratings for yesterday's Raw, to be honest, so I don't know how that's done. I mean, I've just been tidy and busy today. This is why nothing's gone onto the channel. I was going to upload a LOL video, but to be honest, I've got one ready, and I've got it lined up for tomorrow. So tomorrow on the channel, after this show, there'll be an unseen video for NXT, and then tomorrow on the channel, there will be a new LOL video, which I think might be our final Christmas-themed one, which is quite fun, actually. It's all the WWE superstars from about 10 years ago, including CM Punk, singing a Christmas song, which has had the lyrics changed to make it work for a wrestling show. So it's got some cringe moments in it, man. It's got some fun moments in it. That'll go up on the channel tomorrow. And again, I know I know I sound like a broken record, but a big thank you to everyone that continues supporting those LOL videos, because they're a big part of the channel. I mean, I've now got up to number 57 written script-wise as to what it is I need to say, so that I can then record them. I've got up to 33 edited, completely ready to go, but up to 57 written. As soon as I get this family party out of the way, I'm just going to smash a big evening of recordings and then just start working through editing and getting myself up to 57. So these ain't going away. They're going to keep coming, and I appreciate all the support. So, Matt, great question, buds. Really like that. I thought that was Matt normally comes in with some really interesting thoughts of, like, I feel this way about wrestling. What do you think? Blah, 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 whatever it might be. So I like that. So, Matt, I hope you had a good Christmas, buds. Support intern, shout out to you. I hope you are well. I saw your picture. I dropped it a like on it. Your screen background wallpaper is the word I was looking for. Very nice. Fiend related, gone but not forgotten. James said TNT Sports has royally effed us over. Well, James, all we can do is just bask in the glory that is Manchester United 3, Aston Villa 2, a result that I absolutely was not expecting. And when I saw that it was 2-0 at half-time, I thought to myself, this makes a lot of sense. What didn't make sense was the fact we then came back in the second half, scored 3 goals, and ended up winning the match. That is pretty cray-cray to me. So, very exciting. A result I was not expecting. Points I was not expecting. And I hope that the enthusiasm for that win is going to be as loud as the disappointment has been for the recent losses. I hope the enthusiasm, the buzz, the good vibes are going to be as loud as the negativity has been in that United fan base. It probably won't be. We know the world doesn't really work that way. But yeah, I'm a big believer in Ten Hag. I said this the other day after the loss. I'm a big believer in Ten Hag. I think if you're going to get to the semi-finals of the Champions League, if you're going to build a team which was playing as well as that Ajax team were, I think you know a thing or two about football, and everyone's got opinions, and I think it's quite easy when the result's going against you to make it seem like you just don't know what you're doing. Oh, this guy hasn't got a clue. No, he definitely has a clue. But there's a lot going on behind the scenes, isn't there? So we'll see what's next for United. But a very good result. It's going to be a bumpy season. There's going to be more bad moments, clearly. But I'll definitely take that this evening. Bembo, shout out to you, said Daze. I hope you have a good day tomorrow. Thank you, my friends. Are you going to do a Super Bowl watch along next year? It's on February 11th. I genuinely don't know. I think there is a chance. It depends what's the day and does it clash with anything. I mean, I would imagine that it's on a no, that was the January. It's on a Sunday. Oh, of course, Super Bowl Sunday, innit? Of course. Silly Billy. Yeah, I mean, look, we're free on Sundays. Yeah, I think there's a good chance. I mean, maybe we just sacrifice it instead of a Sunday stream for 1 week, you know? I don't think people would mind that, and I'm sure we can still talk a bit of wrestling. Yeah, there's a chance. I'm really focused on not getting too distracted next year, to be honest. I think that has been it's a double-edged sword. I suppose in a way it's a little bit like what AEW are doing, in the sense of I think our community enjoy this being a kind of one-stop shop, if you will. So I think the community, or certainly the core part of the community, maybe not the fringe part that just come pop in once in a while, but like the people that are here on a regular basis, I think they enjoy spending time with each other, right, in the community. Otherwise, I would question why people would be here as often as they are, right? I've got to think that people enjoy hanging out, sharing their thoughts, talking to other people in the community. I've got to think that's a good connection, right? So I think people like this to be a bit of a one-stop shop because they enjoy the community. So they want to come here for the Super Bowl. They want to come, you know, and they'd love to come here if we was to do the other playoff matches in the football. They want to come here for the Stanley Cup final. They want to come here for the Olympics. They want to come here for the European Football Championships. They want to come here for the World Cup, right? It's amazing, right? It's not a negative. It's amazing. It's a blessing that we've got a community that enjoys spending time with each other, right? It's nothing but luck and fortune that we've managed to get a community that enjoys hanging out with each other, right? Because it's, you know, it could easily be a case that people in the community are arguing with each other. It's a very toxic place. People don't enjoy hanging out here. You could easily find yourself in that situation, easily. But we're very fortunate that's not the case. So I take it as a real positive sign that we're in a healthy place, that people say, are we doing this? Are we doing that? Are we doing the Olympics? Are we doing the Euros? Are we doing the Super Bowl? I've had people saying, are you doing the Cricket World Cup? Right? So I think for our community, this is what people would like and enjoy. But I don't know that it's brilliant for the channel as a whole, because I think that for those people that haven't discovered us yet, or for those people that have only just discovered us and are new to the community and they're still not sure, right? They maybe watched a stream, they had a good time, but they're not really sure if this is a place they want to hang out on a regular basis. I think if you're doing non-wrestling stuff, immediately that might not serve their needs. And it might make their minds up for them that this isn't the place I need to be. I need to be in a place where it's wrestling all the time. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not interested in football. I'm not interested in Man United. I'm not interested in cricket. I'm not interested in American football. I'm here because I want to be here for the wrestling. And that makes sense, doesn't it, when you think about it? That's what we do. Is we do the wrestling, we do pro wrestling. So anything that strays away from that is going to be divisive. It's going to be divisive. Anything we do outside of the wrestling bubble is going to please people, but it's also going to not service other people. And they will go elsewhere for what it is they're looking for, and what they're looking for is wrestling. So I feel like that's similar to AEW, because I think they do stuff to make their fans happy, but I don't know if that same thing is attracting new fans. Because if you look at the numbers, it's 850. They cannot get those lapsed fans. They can't get any other new fans to join. Whatever they try, Edge comes in, Continental Classic, Who's the Devil, like Sting's retirement, whatever it is they do. And granted, Sting's got to retire at some point, right? But they told you quite a way in advance, right? They really wanted to make sure you knew. They didn't just spring this on you with a few weeks' notice. They told you ages ago, and they brought in Ric Flair, right? They are trying stuff to get viewers, right? They are trying stuff to bring people in, and it ain't working at the moment. It ain't working. It's not driving people away. They're still doing like 850 on Dynamite, but they ain't getting to that 900,000, 950, 1 million mark, right? So I think that we have a little bit of that as well. I think that we have stuff where Olympics, Euros, non-wrestling stuff, I think that does serve people in the community, but I don't know that it's brilliant. Don't know that it's brilliant for those that are still undecided as to whether they want to join us on a regular basis or not, because they might think to themselves, no, I don't need this channel because I don't need this content. So that's something that I'm thinking, is it better to just keep it nice and clean? This is what we do. We do pro wrestling, and we do boxing and UFC on a Saturday. Why not? Because there's no wrestling for us to watch each Saturday, right? We know when the wrestling shows are each week, so we're free on a Saturday. I mean, we could do a wrestling video instead, but well, you know, there is a bit of crossover with UFC. They're both under that TKO umbrella now, so it's not the wildest thing in the world, is it? Plus, also, I just sort of feel like with boxing, there's crossover. We've seen the likes of Floyd Mayweather come into WWE. We've seen the likes of Mike Tyson come into WWE. We've seen the likes of Tyson Fury come into WWE. We've seen the likes, of course, of Logan, who's done boxing as well, come over. I mean, there's plenty. Butterbean actually had a boxing match. Muhammad Ali was at WrestleMania 1. Like, the list can go on and on and on about, like, some of the crossover there. So I feel like they're close enough where, for a Saturday stream, you know, I don't think it's the most outlandish thing in the world. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. So in answer to your question, could we do the Super Bowl? We could. It's a Sunday. I don't think it's too much offense. It's a one-off stream. It's a Sunday where, what would we be doing? A Sunday stream, you know? So, you know, it's one of those things where we can still talk a bit of wrestling. It'll be fun to watch the halftime show. I don't know if we do a Sunday stream on this channel and we do the Super Bowl on the second channel. Maybe we end up doing something along those lines. Maybe we could do the Super Bowl stream on this channel. I'm not sure. But as a one-off thing like that, I would be tempted. As big Olympic streams and all that kind of stuff, I am leaning more towards no this time around. It's a shame because they were very popular, very, very popular, but I want to make sure we're nice and clear as to where my head's at the moment and why we would be leaning more towards, I don't know that that's the right way forward for the channel. Like when we're really trying to get these LOL videos to work and we're really trying to get people to engage with them and enjoy them, and you know, if people watch them and don't enjoy them, I want to know about it. I want to know what people would rather get tweaked or what they would enjoy more or whatever. I think to abandon those for like however, like, so I wouldn't be able to do those at the same time as Olympics. To abandon those and to maybe have the wrestling streams cut shorter. Maybe not be able to do like unseen videos. Maybe not be able to react to the news as quick because I'm having to sleep or we're live and we can't do like, you know, keep on top of the news at the same. I don't know. It would affect the channel, wouldn't it? It would have repercussions. So that's where my head's at. Botched Eye Surgery says, hi Daze, where do you think the story would have gone if we were to see Vince blowing up thing play out? Wishing you an awesome new year, says Botched Eye Surgery. So am I right in saying that, is that the one that Mr. Kennedy was going to be a part of? I believe that, so hang on, let me try and get my timeline correct here. So Vince got in the limo and the limo blew up and we had to abandon it. Was it because of Benoit? Was that the Benoit one? I think that Benoit might have been that time, and I can't remember off the top of my head why we abandoned it. I think it was Benoit. And so that angle was just dropped. It was just dropped, right? And had that have been allowed to play out, my understanding was that there was going to be some sort of funeral service. And at the funeral service, Mr. Kennedy would have been there. And it would have been revealed that Mr. Kennedy was Vince's illegitimate son. And this then would have started a Triple H, Mr. Kennedy type situation where they would have been battling for control of the company. What would have happened with Vince, I don't know. I mean, my guess is they would have pulled some sort of swerve where it's revealed he manages to get out the car just in time, and it turns out he never actually died, or something like this. I would imagine at some point they would need Vince back on TV, and so they would explain it like that, you know, that he got out of the vehicle in time. He rolled out the other side, the side that you can't see. He managed to get out. Or he was blown out as the explosion went off. He was blown out, but he managed to survive. The family didn't know that he had, you know, been blown out, and so this is why they had the funeral or something like this. This bit I'm just freestyling, but they would have had to have explained it somehow eventually, because there's no way Vince would have stayed off TV forever. But my understanding is that Mr. Kennedy would have been involved in all of that. So botched eye surgery. Shout out to you, my friend. Rated CKO said, evening Daze. Though not a regular, I've been here and there over the past few years. The content in this shirt has been great. And great viewing. Keep up the work and keep doing what's great for your channel. Rated CKO, shout out to you, my friend. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. It's good. It's good to get that feedback, to be honest. I mean, not just praise, but like genuine feedback, you know? I don't mind that. If I tell you, the only thing that bothers me is when you go into the comments, which I am doing a lot more now because of the LOL videos. And I'm really lucky that I've not encountered this, right? Or maybe it's there and I'm just not seeing it. I don't know. But the way that I look at comments is actually behind the scenes. It gives you just a list of like the latest comments. I don't know if there's any filter on that list that maybe cuts out things like swear words or whatever. There could be some stuff on the videos that you're seeing comments-wise that I'm not seeing. When you actually have a YouTube channel, you don't go into each individual video to look at the comments. There's just this one long list of like the latest comments. And I've been going through that list quite extensively each day. I am starting to fall a little behind, but once we get tomorrow out the way, I'll catch back up. But yeah, the only feedback that ever bothers me is like, you're a stupid idiot. You don't know anything about wrestling. I can't believe that you think this, blah 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 blah, you know, that kind of it doesn't bother me in the sense of I'll run off crying. It bothers me in the sense of like, I can't do anything with that. There's nothing I can do with that. You're a stupid idiot. You don't know anything about wrestling. I mean, that's clearly not true, right? Factually, that's clearly not true. I mean, we've been doing live streams on the channel since 2018. I've watched every main show that WWE has put out, Raw, SmackDown, premium live events. I'm someone that really is quite passionate about going back into wrestling history. I don't know everything by any means, but I enjoy learning about it. So the idea that someone would then turn around and go, you don't know anything, is clearly not true. That doesn't bother me. But it's more the case of you can't do anything with that. There's nothing constructive about that. I can't improve from that. I can't take that and actually improve. But I've had comments, people saying, I had someone the other day saying, I preferred it when the LOL banner on the thumbnail was over on the other side. I thought it looked better. I love that comment. I can do stuff with that. Unfortunately, I had to move it to the other side because on YouTube, there's a little clock in the corner that tells you how long the videos are. And it was actually blocking part of the word, the LOL word. And I was looking on my phone and I was looking on the desktop and you couldn't quite read exactly what it said. It said L-O and then it looked like an I. The bottom part of the L was getting cut off by the clock, which is why I had to kind of switch it over to the other side. And I think it looks better now. You can actually read it, all of it. But I don't disagree that you're kind of having to read from the bottom up, whereas on the other side you was reading from the top down, which is a bit more natural. So I agree, it's better on that side, but it's not because of that clock. So I put that in a response to this person. But I really loved that constructive criticism, feedback. I don't know, because potentially there might be something there I can do something with. I don't take that stuff as negative as long as it's worded in a healthy way. You know, that's all good. So that is welcome. That all of that kind of stuff is like, have you ever thought about this? Have you ever thought this? Why is it that we do that? Or why do you do this? Or why have you never done that? All of that stuff is welcome. So appreciate the kind words, and we try our best. You know, we are here to talk about wrestling, the biggest stories in wrestling, the latest things in wrestling, react to the shows. Obviously, we do those kind of unseen videos now, which were not planned. We did that first one, as we said, because of the clip from a few weeks ago that wasn't shown in the UK. It was on SmackDown. It was CM Punk and Kevin Owens, and it wasn't shown here. So the fact there was an unseen clip, something that was shown in America that we didn't get, and potentially maybe other countries didn't get it as well as a result. I don't know. I don't know if it affected the international feed or if it was just the UK. But it was from that little seed, and the fact that that video did I think it was 7,000 views, which might not sound like much, but the LOL videos do about 1,000. So it's the equivalent of 7 LOL videos. And once you start putting things into that kind of perspective, you can kind of see you're clearly not going to abandon that idea now, right? So clearly there's something there. People are interested in the stuff that isn't being shown on the show. So that then leads us down the path of, okay, well, what doesn't get shown on the show? Well, social media doesn't get shown on the show. The Raw Talk interviews don't get shown on the show. The Talking Smack interviews, but I think they happen on a different day, so we can't get to those. But, you know, these kind of things that play out away from the broadcast, we've got a home for those now, and that's the unseen videos. And then, of course, the LOL videos, which are like a little labor of love. So that's very much my focus going into 2024. And once we've got those plates really bedded in and spinning, and we feel good about them, and we've got everything sorted. I mean, we're sort of there or thereabouts, but there's still little tweaks that can be made. Then we can start looking at maybe some other things that we can bring onto the channel. I'd love to do a few top 5s, to be honest. I think some quick top 5s, top 5 this, top 5 that, bah, 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 bah. I think that is always content that people enjoy. So yeah, 2024, I'm really excited. I'm excited, and I really want to focus on wrestling, not get distracted by other things, and use that time to bring the best wrestling related content that we can to the channel. So that's where we are. That's my mindset. That's what I'm going to try and achieve. And really, what will be. I mean, it's over to you guys to, you know, advise and help steer the ship. And I think actually on the members streams in particular, I think that is some feedback that I would really appreciate. I think the member streams are a really good forum for that, because here people aren't tuning in to talk about the channel. They're tuning in to talk about wrestling, and we will do that. So, but I think the member stream, we've got a bit more of an ability to talk maybe a little more about the channel, but we'll still talk about wrestling as well. We've got 1 minute to go, and I need to just have a look on. Hang on. Let's go over to Watch Wrestling and see if there is a link over there yet, because if there isn't, we're going to have problems. We've got a little thing that says, like, watch the full show and all this kind of stuff, but how is that possible? Full show. Is there an ability to watch live? Let's click on this. No. You have to click on things, and then it like gives you loads of pop-ups, and you have to get past all these pop-ups. Anna wants to send you 7 photos. View to click her profile. Anna, I'm busy. I'm busy. I would love to see your pictures. I'm sure you do a fantastic job. We do have a show that's starting on TNT Sports 1 though. Is it actually starting? What's going on here? What's this show? Please be NXT. Is this going to be NXT? There's a WWE show that's starting on TNT Sports 1 that I don't think was listed. We've got Chase U in the ring. Oh my god, we might be getting the show. So, Duke Hudson, Andre Chase. Let's go. I think we have got... I've got... I think it is. It is on. Let's go. Oh, I'm having some audio issues. Give me a second. Give me a second. Oh, the audio issues are actually on the TV. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so Nima and Price are making their way down to the ring. So it looks like we're getting Chase U against Nima and Price. And it is on TNT. Do you know what? There was a tweet. I think it was James that tagged me in it. And it was a woman that worked for TNT Sports. Or, yeah, I think she worked for TNT Sports. And she was replying to someone and they said, NXT is not on the schedule. And she said, oh, if it's not on the schedule, then it won't be getting shown, right? That now is clearly, A, not true. And B, it was clearly just a standard answer, wasn't it? She didn't have a flipping clue. She didn't look anything up. She didn't do any investigating. She just did that quick dismissive, oh, if it's not on the schedule, it won't be getting shown. Oh, well, thanks, love. Thanks a lot. Great customer service. So, yeah, not the biggest fan of TNT, to be honest, compared to what we had before. OTM. Out the mud. Taking on Chase U. I've got horrible audio issues, but that could just be me. I don't know. But really not good. The picture's lovely, but the audio is very crackly and can't make out the commentary. Andre Chase having a little stumble. Drop kick there as... oh, another drop kick as well. I think, is that... I still don't know which one's which. Nima and Price. Chase U working well together. Hayden said maybe TNT Sports made a mistake not putting NXT on their schedule. I think that's what's happened, yeah. I think for some reason they've... I don't know, but they've missed it. I don't know. I mean, it happens. As I said, it's happened before with, like, SmackDown. So these things happen. It's not the end of the world. But, I think it's more the fact that they couldn't get it resolved. Like, the fact that the show has come on, and we weren't... literally, I was in the process of trying to find it on Watch Wrestling. I had some woman that was going to give me 7 photos. I'm literally doing that as the show's starting on my TV. So... Double axe handle by Andre Chase. I like lols, but take the in memoriams off the front. It's a buzzkill when the goal is laughs, says Braden. Yeah, that's fair. I think the reason why we were doing that was because I thought it was a nice way of kind of paying respect to those... Because I tried to connect them to the videos. What became quite apparent, though, is that obviously there's people in videos that have not passed away. So then you start having to look who passed away that year, and I tried to then tie them in that way. But I wanted to, I suppose, pay respect to them. And also, I felt that it was a bit of a palate cleanser because people are watching loads of stuff on YouTube. So when you click on the video, you then... Oh, yeah. I think it's informative. I think it's a bit of a palate cleanser in the sense of, I don't know what you've just been watching, but I just want to get you to focus for a second. I just want to grab your attention for a second. And I think they do achieve that. And then hopefully, now I've got your attention, let's have a laugh. That was the intention of them. And also to pay respects, of course. to, you know, the people that have passed away. I thought it was a nice way of having a series that could also honor people. So to me, they don't come across as buzzkills, but I think it's very interesting that to you that it does. So that's interesting. That's good feedback. Food for thought. Knee to the midsection there by who's that? Bronco and Andre Chase trying to get over to Duke Hudson. Alex said WWE Raw day 1 next week. Is that not on in the UK? No, it'll be on. It'll be on, and it'll be on TNT Sports. I mean, it's just Raw. Day 1 is just jazzed up Raw. Just like that New Year's Revolution is just a jazzed up SmackDown. Clothesline there by this person. La Familia, or The Family, are watching. They're on that platform watching OTM against Chase U. Knee coming into the midsection. Big match this. If I remember correctly, this is to do with like title opportunities and money, and they're really battling for something here. There's a tag being made there by Duke Hudson, who's in now. Cleaning house against the ropes. Big boot. Huge boot. That looked good. Hot tag. Shots coming in there by Duke. Jabs coming in. Rolling him up. Oh, boom. Big elbow. Up on the shoulders goes Price. Rolling. Just plants him down. I thought he was going to roll through with it, but he didn't. And Chase U are in control. Scripps distracts. Duke grabs Scripps, hurls him into the ring. Scripps rolls to the outside. Andre Chase telling him, I've got this. So he makes the tag. Duke Hudson goes after Scripps. Could this be costly by Andre Chase? He's got caught. Andre Chase has been caught. He goes down. Tag being made. Price in the middle of the ring. OTM working together. Slamming down Andre Chase. 1, 2, 3. And OTM have secured the victory. Chase U lose the match. And that is going to prove very, very costly. That is going to prove to be very, very costly. You can see Duke Hudson can't believe it. I wonder what the end game is for this. I wonder what it is that we're building towards. Is it the destruction, the termination of Chase U? Is it that someone's going to end up turning on someone? I wonder. Trini said, can you imagine some of the nuts with a wrench? Jesus. Trini, I hope you had a lovely Christmas time. Oh, hello. NXT Tag Team of the Year has gone to the Creeds. Female Superstar of the Year. Are these the winners? Tiffany Stratton, female Superstar of the Year. Creed's Tag Team of the Year. Male Superstar of the Year, Ilya Dragunov. So Ilya gets the nod. Ain't down on that. I don't think I voted for any of those. Creed's I was torn with, but I went with Caden and Katana. The men's I went with Trick Williams, but I don't mind Ilya. Love Ilya. I think the point I was making about Ilya is that Ilya has been Ilya all along, whereas Trick has really emerged this year, has stepped up this year. Like, the biggest change has been in Trick. So I ain't down on Ilya winning that awards. I ain't down on the Creeds winning that awards. And I was torn between Lyra and Tiffany, and I went Lyra, and I stand by Lyra. I really think I've got no problem with Creeds. I've got no problem with Elia, but I think Lyra should have won that awards. I know that Tiffany had the title, but Lyra's got the title now. And I think that Tiffany showed that she's got some weaknesses with her live promos. I think that Lyra is better in ring, better promo. I think she's got a higher ceiling. So I think she's better. That's what it comes down to. Who's better? I think Lyra's better. I think Lyra's better than Tiffany Stratton. So I stand by Lyra. But yeah, I was torn between the Creeds and Caden and Katana, and I was torn between Elia and Trick Williams, so I really don't mind those. And I'm not down on Tiffany. I think I was torn between Tiffany and Lyra, to be honest. It was one of those two. It was one of those two. I'm just glad it's not Nikita Lyons that's won or something like this. I'm just glad the Simps didn't take over. So I'm certainly not against it, but I definitely think Lyra should have got the nod there. Good, no, that's interesting. I like that. I still am having trouble with my sound. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can just fix this, because there's going to be some promos and I'm definitely going to need to hear them. So give me 1 second. Right, I've restarted it. We're at commercial break anyway, so I just hit reset. Reset. Spurs Gamer said, I think it has something to do with the girl who is with Tony and Stax, because she was at a thing where Chase told the students about the debts. I can't remember the name of that girl. I love her accent. I think she puts it on. I don't think that's her natural accent. But there's no one else that has that kind of New Jersey accent, is it? So she stands out as a result, and she sounds a bit different, and her gimmick's a bit different. It's quite a thick gimmick. It's quite a heavy gimmick, actually. We don't really have too many of those in the women's division, so she stands out to me. I like her. I'm interested to see what we're going to do with her. I mean, she's undoubtedly going to be wrestling, but we haven't got to that point with her yet. I don't know her name, to be honest. A. Jobson said, are you looking forward to Eddy Thorpe against Dijak? I am. I mean, the first Underground match was great. That was in the running for Match of the Year. I would say that the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge, whatever it's called, that is probably going to win Match of the Year. But I think that was in the running as well, the NXT Underground match. And rightfully so. It deserved to be in the running. So I don't think it wins, but it was good to see it on the ballot. Bembo said TNT's not advertising Raw again next week. Well, I think we've learned our lesson tonight, have we not? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Had they have not shown NXT tonight, then I would be a lot more concerned. But the fact that they didn't show that NXT was going to be getting shown, and then all of a sudden, boom, here it is, that says to me that yes, it has fixed the sound. Amazing. Here's Carmelo. Elia's in bad shape. Do you think he'll make it? I might have to push the match back, says Trick. You crazy? You didn't hurt him. That's true. That's true. 5 years from now, no one's going to talk about if you beat him at 100% or not. Take your shot. No one's going to be focused on... That's true. It is very, very true. No one's going to talk about if you beat him at 100% or not. It's just, did you beat him? Very true. Here is Dijak arriving. Earlier today, we're seeing him enter the Performance Center. NXT Underground. No counts. No pinfalls. The only way to win. Knockout. Technical knockout. Or submission. Let's go. Love it. Jensen. Briggs Jensen coming out. So we're going over to the... next match. This is going to be Heritage Cup. Briggs versus Noam Dar. Let's flippin' go. Let's go, baby. Maybe TNT are losing rights for WWE, so they are getting ready. No, I don't think they are. I don't know when they're up, to be honest. I haven't heard anything about the rights being like made available or anything like this. To be honest, TNT have just recently took over from BT Sport, so I think what we're seeing is teething troubles. That's what I think we're seeing. I think we're seeing them struggling with, like, you know, getting the schedule correct and actually making sure that everything's on there that needs to be on there. I think it's more that. Because even if you was losing like the rights or something like this, it wouldn't stop you from advertising what you're actually showing. Because they, I think, had a game showing instead. I think on this channel it said there was going to be like a baseball game or an American football game. So there'll be people that may have clicked on that thinking they were going to be watching that. So you're causing confusion, you're false advertising. Do you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't be doing that. So I think it's just the right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing. And they've just took over and there's a few teeth in trouble. Noam is looking for a test of strength, but Briggs puts his arm in the air and he is a lot taller. Slap coming in there by Noam. Kick coming into the legs. Forearm strike there by Noam. Knees, big knees to the midsection. Jumps up, gets hurled over to the corner. Noam Dar down. A. Jobson said, when do you see the family versus OTM for the NXT tag titles? Could it be on the first NXT of 2024? Well, that is next week, isn't it? So I don't know that we'll get it in that quickly. We may do. I mean, it's only going to take one backstage segment, isn't it? And then they could put it onto New Year's Eve. But to be honest, you don't want to put everything onto that show because you're going to need something for the week after and the week after and the week after. I mean, every show needs something to bring people in. So you don't want to put absolutely everything on New Year's Eve. So I don't know, you could put them on next week's show. You could delay the tag one for 2 weeks' time. Plus also, will there be an NXT event around the Rumble? Normally around the big shows, they tend to do like a special NXT show. I don't know if there is one in January, to be honest. Not sure. I know we've got New Year's Evil, but there's sure to be something around the Rumble, is there not? When is the 2023? When was the first like takeover? I know they don't call them that anymore, but WWE Premium Live Events 2023. Stand and Deliver tends to be around WrestleMania. NXT Vengeance Day. That was the first on February 4th. So the Royal Rumble was on January 28th, and then the very next weekend was Vengeance Day on February 4th. So that was the first one this year. New Year's Evil, obviously, after that. So would they save it that long? A month? It's actually not that long, really. For about 4 weeks. I think they would probably do it on the show, to be honest. I think they'd probably do it on NXT. And maybe use it as a way to build towards whatever it is we're going to do with the tag titles at Vengeance Day. But that's the first one. So Vengeance Day in February, Roadblock in March, Stand and Deliver in April, Spring Break-In in April as well, NXT Battleground in May, NXT Gold Rush in June, NXT Great American Bash in July, Kick Out by Noam Dar, NXT Heatwave in August, NXT No Mercy in September, NXT Halloween Havoc in October, NXT Deadline in December. Was there nothing in November? Nothing in November for NXT. Just Deadline in December. And that was it. That was it. So pretty much every month they're doing something. Obviously some of those are just TV specials though. Some of those are big shows in arenas, and some of them are just dynamites, weekly, like Tuesday shows that are like jazzed up, like Dynamite do with their Winter Is Coming. We are in round 2, by the way, and Noam Dar has grabbed the arm of Briggs. Briggs picking up Noam and trying to drive him over to the corner. Noam goes into the corner. Against the ropes goes Briggs. Big clothesline. Briggs goes down. 1, 2, 3. Briggs gets the pin on Noam Dar. And it's a first fall to Briggs. And we're going to commercial break. Big Time said apparently Raw did around 753 for the best of. Oh, really? Is that true? Is that true? Is that coming from our friends over at WrestleNomics? How did we do so well then? How did we get so many people? We had like 13,000 or something, which is more than we usually get. So I actually thought that it was going to have done all right. I thought that it was going to have done its normal numbers, believe it or not. So if you're telling me that it's absolutely bombed, that is interesting. Oh, there's a lovely bit of information here. Look at this. US cable network households. So US cable households from 1990 to 2023. How interesting is that? Look at that. USA Network. So this is USA Network. And you can see how many homes it's in over the years. Still well above... yeah, well, still well... Yeah, I'd say well above where we were in 1990. But considerably down where we were in 2010. And look at the direction that that's going. Look at the direction that that's heading in. That's how many homes get the USA Network, apparently. US cable network households. I don't know. So I'm guessing USA Network is the network that people have got availability to there. It's interesting. Quarter hours for SmackDown, quarter hours for Rampage. Doesn't look like they've got any Raw info on WrestleNomics yet. Quarter hour breakdown for Rampage. Interesting. Hang on, I didn't see the rest of that comment though. What was the rest of it, Big Time? Apparently Raw did around 753 for the best of. If you're someone that generally watches only main roster, it's worth giving NXT a shot. Oh, it is tonight. Yeah, I mean, you didn't get any new content last night, and you ain't getting anything new on Friday. Does make me a bit worried about Friday. I think people joined us because it was Christmas Day, and maybe it was a bit different, and like... I don't know. I don't know. But the thing with Friday is it's another best of. It's not Christmas Day, so it's not got that special feeling. I think Friday's stream is going to be a challenge. Not for having fun and chatting and talking wrestling. We'll be able to do that till the cows come home. But I think I would imagine that's going to be quite a low attended stream. Is my prediction. Because another best of, man. I just don't think people have really got the appetite for. It's one of them. You kind of, if you're a passionate wrestling fan, you sort of get a little bit punished. You know, you're a passionate wrestling fan. You watch all the shows. I love WWE. I love it. I can't get enough of it. And it's like, well, here's a load of stuff you've already seen this year. Granted, it's good stuff. It's pay-per-view stuff, which might not have been on and hasn't been on TV before. So it's good in that regard. But if you're a WWE fan, chances are you've watched that stuff anyway earlier in the year. So I could believe the ratings not being brilliant. But the amount of people that joined us, it felt pretty good. Big Time said, congrats on the 14,000 for yesterday's. Considering it was a best of, it's a big dub. The Wheel of Fun hit the nostalgia for many. Yeah, I think that played a part. Maybe there was a bit of intrigue as to what that was going to be. Maybe people tuned in because... But we didn't do much to, like, promote it in advance. Yeah, maybe it was that. Maybe the Wheel of Fun played a factor. Problem is, there's only so many figures that we can get access to, and I think it's something that we can bring back for very, very special occasions, you know? Very special occasions. But it's something which we could definitely look to do again in 2024. I mean, you're right. There's clearly an appetite for it, but it's not something we can be doing on a regular basis. And to be honest, it you know, it would be very difficult to maintain. And it would also be something which I think would stop being special as well. But I think we could definitely look to do it again a few more times in 2024. 1, 2, Noam Dar. Still can't find a way of evening up the numbers here. Defcon said, I've got the new AEW Champions 4-pack coming. MJF. Berry title 2. Oh, Burberry title 2. Many congrats, my friend. We looked at that, didn't we? That Champions pack looked good. So, very good. You've done well there. And the Triple B on the way. Briggs. Kick out by Dar. If Briggs had got that, he'd have won the match there. Because it's the first to 2 falls, isn't it? So, Noam Dar is already a fall down. We're in round 4. I like the Heritage Cup matches. There's some good drama to them. Noam Dar going to the outside, climbing up. Is perched. Double star. Oh, down on the leg. Down on the leg of Briggs. In the middle. Back elbow. By Noam Dar. Lovely shot. Grabs the leg. Briggs is down. The referee counting. As Noam Dar's shoulders were down. Briggs, that looked like a tap then. That looked like a tap. Again, clubbing blows coming in there by Briggs. We've got the other members of Metaphor on the outside. No sign of Brooks or Fallon Henley. I think he said last week, didn't he? I need to do this on my own. This is a tape show, but I have no idea who wins these matches. Shot coming in there by Briggs. Noam Dar is down. Lash with the bucket. Nails Briggs. Noam Dar to kick out there by Briggs. I'm glad he kicked out because that bucket shot shouldn't really have put him away. She walloped him on the back. It shouldn't have been something that kept him down. Cora is on the edge of the ring. Now Briggs uses the bucket. He gets DQ'd. And is a DQ just a straight end to the match? I think it is. Wow, he snapped. Yeah. DQ ends the match immediately. Noam Dar is still the champion. A DQ. Crowd are booing. I don't know who they're booing. They're booing, and I don't know who, and I don't know why, but Metaphor are happy. Briggs is not. Briggs allowed his inner demon, his inner darkness, to consume him momentarily, and that's an interesting development. It's an interesting development. Right, we're backstage with Nathan Frazier and Axiom. Here's Braun standing behind Nathan Frazier. Braun's a bit strange, isn't he, in the sense of, what's he doing? He's just having little feuds and little fights with just random people now. Now someone's like talking a bit of trash about him, so this is going to lead to a feud. You'd think Braun would be above this. Your speed, high flying ability will have no effect on me. I'm the badass of WWE. Braun says, careful what you wish for. As a one-off match. I'm down for seeing it. But it does feel like he could just go to the main roster. Rather than like feuding with Nathan Frazier. Could just go to the main roster. But there's no point putting him there if they haven't got anything for him creatively, you know. Axiom just said, dude, I was winking to you. It's like, couldn't see. Cora Jade has made her way out them. Getting ready for our next match. It's going to be Cora Jade taking on Karmen Petrovic. Cora versus Karmen. Should we have a little look, see what's happening? Where is MSG in full swing yet? What's word? What's word on the street? It's almost time. It's almost time. He's going for that rap. And there is the cross. Live. We're watching these scenes live. You know you're a hardcore wrestling fan when you literally just sat on X watching someone writing X's onto their wrists. And that's it. That's it. Oh, hello. What's going on here? What's happening here, Rhea? What are you up to, love? Rhea's interaction with this fan, says to Boy. Rhea chilling out down on the ground. What's she saying? I can't. I need to put it on. I shouldn't get any hit with any copyright strikes, should I? Because this ain't on TV. Let's go. I need to put it onto my speakers. There we go. Bro. Shut up. I love you. Shut up. He loves you. Jesus. He loves you. I know he does. That is great, actually. Shut up. He loves you, Rhea. I know he does. Amazing. She's so good with the fans. She is so good. I love that bit. Jesus! You don't deserve me. I love that bit. He loves you, Rhea. Jesus. That is great. That is great. Omos squashed R-Truth for MSG, and Omos had his old theme song back. What the hell is Omos's old theme song? What the hell is that? CM Punk is wearing trunks tonight. Oh my god. Kaden and Katana retained the women's tag titles. Love seeing them in the spotlight. Fightful said it's almost clobbering time. There is so much excitement for this show. It is a massive, massive L. Massive L that they didn't put this on TV. Huge L. Shayna Baszler versus Rhea Ripley versus Ivy Nile is taking place right now. These aren't spoilers because this ain't getting shown. This is insane. I love you so much. You are so sweet. I did it. There we go. Oh my god, this woman's going to explode, man. This girl's going to explode. Oh man, she is proper excited, isn't she? Ah! What's up? Look at Becky come straight over to her as well. Wonder if she knows her. Ah! Oh! Whoa! That's me when Kaden and Katana come out. The man kicks off MSG. Clobbering time. There's the man. That's the man, in case you didn't know. Good. Yeah, great scenes. That looks like a really fun show to go to. I think what we'll do is we'll gather together some of these bits and we'll put them in the unseen thing. Here is Karmen Electra, whatever her name is. James said, who doesn't simp after Rhea? She's so good at what she does, says George. She is, isn't she? He loves you, Rhea. Jesus! Don't touch me with your dirty hands. Didn't she say something like you can't love me like Dum Dum does, or something like this? She is so good with that interaction with the fans. So good. There's loads of clips of her like just standing by the barricade, like going like that to a kid in the front row to freak him out. Push there by Cora Jade. Shot being blocked by Karmen. Steps over. Oh, look at the kick to the head. That was lovely, actually. She stepped over the arm. Bang! Lovely little kick. Shoulder tackle there by Cora. And again. Driving Karmen Petrovic into the corner. She goes over the top. Rolls up Cora. Cora kicks out. Mr. Quake said Cora saved NXT. K-Dub said the one time we love social media for spoilers because we can't watch it live. That's true. It's such an L for not putting that on TV. I mean, I know there would have been a cost. I mean, clearly there would have been a cost. Clearly it's cheaper to just do... well, I suppose it's difficult, innit? I mean, you'd have to tape it and the spoilers would come out, but it's such a shame that you can't record it and then just air it Friday, you know? But then, I suppose... Well, no, it's their own fault. It's their own fault. They knew well in advance when Christmas was. They could have had SmackDown Superstars at MSG, and they could have filmed it, and then they could have put that on for Friday. Could have taped it tonight and then aired it on Friday. But instead, they've put the SmackDown Superstars in Baltimore, and they've put the Raw Superstars in MSG. So they could have done it the other way around. Had the SmackDown Superstars in MSG. Perhaps they didn't do that because of no Roman. Perhaps they thought without Roman, that, you know, it might struggle. And they didn't quite know if Randy was going to come back, and they certainly didn't know what was going on with CM Punk or anything. Because you could always get CM Punk, chuck him over on the SmackDown thing, couldn't you? It's Madison Square Garden. Make a one-off appearance, like, you know, could have done that. I think just logistics. But such a shame that like there's this big show going on in Madison Square Garden and we can't watch it. Lovely kick there by Karmen to kick out. I mean, you could make the argument, why not just film it and then just put it up on the network? Why not do that? Even if you don't stream it live, how hard is it? You've got cameras already. You've got cameramen and you already own cameras. So you haven't got to buy cameras. And you don't need to try and get cameramen. You've got them in the business. So why not just use them, record it, edit it, put it on the network? But I think the truth is anyone going to subscribe to the network to watch that? Probably not. If they are, it's going to be low numbers. So what's the business benefit of doing it? If you're not going to gain any subscribers out of it, what's the business benefit? It would be nice for the fans as an extra little treat. But we ain't into treating the fans. Forget that. You get treated enough. Here's Gigi Dolan. Cora picks up the win. Some nice few moments there for Karmen. She shows that she's got a little something about her, but ultimately she falls short. And out came Gigi Dolan to make the save. We're seeing Dijak arrive. If you put it on the YouTube page, you might break some more records, said K-Dub. Yeah, you could upload it onto the YouTube page. Would that result in some more subscribers? I mean, it would result in views. They'd get some sort of money from it, wouldn't they? But perhaps they're thinking the money we would make by putting it on YouTube definitely would not equate the cost of hiring a cameraman, filming it, editing it, all that kind of stuff. And maybe it's just like, I can sort of understand. The more I'm talking about it, the more I can understand why these decisions would have been made. But had it have been SmackDown Stars at MSG tonight, you could have filmed it and then shown that instead of Best of the Year on Friday, which definitely would have been better. Definitely would have been better. Treat it as a SmackDown, but just tape it. But at least we've got people in attendance that are filming bits and bobs and showing us different bits and bobs so that we can see what the latest is in Madison Square Garden. So thankfully, to Boy in particular seems to be getting the best. That Rhea footage is the best footage that I've seen so far. But we'll keep an eye on things and we'll see if anything else comes out from Madison Square Garden. James said, had the MSG show live on Wednesday against Dynamite. Oh, imagine that. Imagine that. That would have been brilliant. Imagine that. I mean, like, could you imagine if as a Christmas treat they managed to get a time slot from USA Network where they could get an extra show? I mean, I didn't even think about the idea of an extra show. But yeah, if they could have gone... I mean, you could have gone live with the house show tonight because this NXT is taped. You could have done this NXT tomorrow, but then you do run the risk of, like, it's not great to move shows around. It's not great to move shows around. Or why didn't you go live with this and have NXT stars on this? And branded this as, like, Raw and NXT? MSG, Raw and NXT, and had like a bit of a mixture of both and had it live tonight instead of NXT. Don't know. But then people will say, yeah, but we're trying to build towards New Year's Evil, so we need to do that. And you'd be like, yeah, I suppose you're right. Logistically, I can see the issues. WrestleLandy, hello. Hope you had a good Christmas, buds. In Scotland. That's my Scottish accent. My 2024 NXT title winner predictions: Cora Jade, Lash Legend, Charlie Dempsey, Trick Williams. Lash Legend, I'm not sure. That's the only one I'm not sure. I think Charlie Dempsey is definitely someone that can get to a mid-card title. I don't know that he gets to the NXT title by the end of the year. But with William Regal around, he's obviously going to have a lot of internal support. He's going to All Japan. Which I don't think is that big of a deal, to be honest. I think the All Japan thing has potential to be a big deal, but at the moment, we're just sending someone over there. At the moment, that's all that's been reported. Could be more down the road. But, yeah, I could see him coming back and winning the North American title at some point. Cora Jade, if she's not gone to the main roster, she could definitely have another run with that women's title. Don't know about Lash. Lash is the only one, I'm not sure. But she looked very good the other day, and that slam of Otis, that was up for moment of the year. In fact, we've still got to find out some of the other winners, haven't we? We still need to find out who's won some of the other awards. I don't think we've seen the rest of those, have we not? Unless I missed them. This is Riley Osborne. He is the love interest for Thea Hale, but he is also in a relationship with someone. I saw an image of him with another superstar, and I forget who it is. Who is he dating? Riley Osborne. Riley Osborne is seeing someone. Riley Osborne was in NXT UK as well. Is it I love Lyra. She's not got zero character right now, said Gerald's. Cora Jade has never been NXT Women's Champion, only Women's Tag Champion, says Jim. Riley and Blair, they're engaged. Oh, Tony, thank you. Blair Davenport. I didn't know they were engaged. There's a picture of them here at... Is this the Wizarding World of Wizards? Universal Studios. Right back to my childhood. Oh, that's Jurassic Park. That's not Jurassic Park. Isn't that Hogwarts? I think we're getting our films all kinds of mixed up. Is that the pose for Jurassic Park? Just me and the dinosaurs. Feeling cute. Universal. I know that. That used to be... I don't know if it's still the NASCAR place, but that used to be a NASCAR bar there in the background. It's been a few things over the years. But last time I went, it was NASCAR themed. Universal Studios. Jurassic Park. Having a great time. Having a great time. So, yeah, when was that? That was August of last year. August of last year. Okay, Lexis King against Mr. Riley Osborne. Throws in a big strike there, Riley. Well, I hope that Thea has not seen them images. Goes for a clothesline. Backbreaker there by Lexis. Lexis with double knees. Going for the cover. 1, 2. Oh, shoulder up. That's, oh, there's Thea. She's in the crowd with JC. She's very nervous. Thea and JC watching on. Lexis has got Riley over in the corner. Throwing in a big chop. Lexis again back and forth. It's not a bad little match, this. And distraction by, is that Bearheart guy? Trey Bearheart. We don't know much about him. Riley up top. Shooting star connects. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Riley Osborne goes to the final and Lexis King is out. Lexis King is out. A slight distraction. I mean, he only stood up and started banging on his chair, but that was enough for Lexis King to get distracted. What's that? What's happening over there? Look at that. That's a beautiful shooting star press. That deserves to be pictured and put in some sort of training montage. So Riley Osborne is in the final. He's going to be taking on either Tavian Heights or Obafemi. Obafemi is a lot of people's picks to win it. Riley Osborne's got a chance, though. Here's Trey Bearheart. He's in the ring. He throws in a big shot there and a rake at the back of Lexis King. And again, Lexis having a bit of trouble here. He's having a bit of trouble. Over in the corner, Bearheart, Lexis against the ropes. Bearheart charges over. Lexis goes to the outsides. And off he goes. Zoom Station said the real fans are sitting on their hands. Brony said, I had Lexis winning this tournament. I think a fair few did, yeah. We're going to get Lexis against Trey Bear Hill. Is that his name? Bear Hill. I thought it was Bearheart. I'm so excited, said no one ever. Brad said, I've watched SmackDown of AJ returning. Did LA Knight make AJ turn heel? Wearing black attire in a fatal 4-way. Can a person pin a guy if Roman is not in the ring? Well, Roman's not in a fatal 4-way, is he? Or at least one's not been announced. It's a triple threat and Roman's not involved. So if it was a fatal 4-way, then yes, Roman would not need to be pinned to lose the match. You could pin someone else and become champion. That's what happened with Big E. He was involved in a fatal 5-way, and I can't remember who got pinned in that. I don't think it was Big E, but it may have been. But either way, he lost the title in this fatal 5-way. So the champ doesn't have to be pinned in that. It's a way sometimes they do it with the champ being protected. I hate it. I hate it. I think the whole point of this wrestling is to try and figure out who's the best. And we're not doing that with these matches. There's too much luck involved from a kayfabe point of view. So I'm not a big fan of it. But we're doing triple threat. Number 1 contender. Winner will face Roman at the Royal Rumble. And did LA Knight turn AJ heel? No. AJ is he's come back very single-minded. Very, I'm going after Bloodline. It doesn't matter who gets in his way. I am coming for the Bloodline. Doesn't matter if LA Knight is in his way, if Rand is in his way. It doesn't matter. He's taking them all out. So LA Knight didn't turn him into that. The attack by Jimmy and Solo turned him into that. So no, LA Knight didn't have anything to do with the turn. The only thing LA Knight did was be the victim of AJ's frustration. But I read the other day that apparently they're not looking to turn AJ Styles full-blown heel. They're not looking for him to be full-blown heel. They just want him to be a no-nonsense babyface. A babyface that is... He knows what he needs to do and no one's going to stand in his way. So they're looking for, like, you know, he wants the Bloodline. He'll take out the other baby faces to get to them, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he's a full-blown heel. So I don't know how true that is. Obviously, we're going to have to wait and see and watch it all play out, but that was something I read on the internet. And that's never wrong, is it? Reading things on the internet, everything on the internet is 100% correct. Bembo said, I hope the storyline ends with Thea asking Riley on a date. And then he says, sorry, I'm taken. And Blair comes out. And then we just get a full Thea turn. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they would want to blur those lines of kayfabe and reality. But I think there's a lot of interesting options. I really get a young Davey Boy Smith from Riley Osborne. He's got like he's quite wide. He's not he's like Davey if Davey was not on the steroids. I think I'd like to see him do like delayed standing vertical suplexes, running power slams and a few bits like that. Here's match of the year. Oh, wow, was not expecting that. Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov wins match of the year. I really thought Iron Survivor was getting that. Really thought Iron Survivor was getting that. I think the Dijak match was better. I think Ilya Dijak was better. Great match. I mean, Ilya doesn't know how to have a bad match. Great match. Dragunov getting the job done. Long live the Tsar. NXT No Mercy match of the year. Moment of the year. I voted for Toxic Attraction turning on each other. But it's Undertaker arrives. I think that's a shame, to be honest. I think that's a shame. Undertaker was announced. We know why they did it. It wasn't for any... It wasn't like a big shock, Undertaker being on the show. We know they did it for ratings. It's always great seeing Undertaker, but... yeah. That... I don't know. That's... It is what it is. It's not the one I voted for. I voted Toxic Attraction turning on each other. I thought it was done really well. Here's Ava. What? I just heard lots of mumbling. But I just came to a medical facility. I just heard that either of us... What? I just came to a medical facility. But Ilya's coming around. Coming around the rest. I don't think she's right for this role. I don't look at her and see authority figure. I don't look at her and see clear communicator. We could have been doing something better. Why didn't we just keep her with Gacy? I really like them two together. I really like them two. Conservative said Thea Hale is dating Nathan Frazier. She is, yeah. I don't think we need to focus on... I don't think we need to focus on like those real relationships. I mean, we can. We have with Becky and Seth at times. And we very much did with Triple H and Stephanie. But, yeah, I don't know. I think do it if it works, you know? But you are right. She does. She does go out now. Edward said, do you remember the first episode of Raw when a fan shouts, I'm your pappy to Rhea and she responds, no, you're not? Do I remember the episode of Raw where a fan shouted, I'm your pappy and she said, no, you're not? I don't recall that, no. I don't recall that. Was that like a YouTube clip thing? Howard? Was that like, was she on the outside during a match or something? She's got good interaction with the fans. So I can definitely believe that that happened. But I can't recall it. Bron Breakker, Nathan Frazier. So we're going on to our next match. If you are just joining us, it's been all right, you know. It's been lovely. Lovely. I've had a lovely time watching some actual new, fresh content. Wow. It's a week old or 2 weeks old. Other than that, it's fresh. We've got a headlock here by Nathan Frazier. Bron hurls Nathan over into the corner. Max said, talking of NXT talent dating each other, the latest one is Tyler Bate and Sol Ruka. Really? Tyler Bate and Sol Ruka, eh? He has had a little flirty flirt with a few of different ladies, which I don't blame him. Good looking boy, big strong boy. But he was having a little flirty flirt with Liv for a time, because I think Liv was in NXT when he was like starting out, like with the UK Championship and all that stuff. When NXT was first starting, I don't think Riot Squad had got going at that point. So I think there was a little flirty flirt going on there. And there was definitely flirty flirt going on with Toni Storm. Because Toni Storm used to be in NXT UK. And there was a little flirty flirt going on there as well. So now a flirty flirt going on with Sol Ruka as well, eh? He gets around, this boy. God bless him. We just saw that Baron Corbin was watching this backstage. Nathan Frazier... It's got a headlock being applied here to Bron. Nathan getting up to his feet. Face to face. Blair Davenport, Lyra Valkyria. Blair Davenport, of course, winning the Iron Survivor Challenge match for the women. She's got an opportunity at the championship, just like Trick does. I'm very surprised. I really thought Iron Survivor was going to win that match of the year because that just got so much praise. Over in the corner goes Nathan Frazier. He gets planted down. And Bron doing some push-ups. Bron getting back up to his feet. I thought we would have gone to commercial break, but... maybe a couple more minutes. We'll do halftime scores. Big Time said NXT is like a juggling act because these names like Bron, Roxanne, Tiffany seem to be getting stale, but you're also doing weekly TV, so call-ups isn't easy, but talent do start going cold. It is true. I mean, part of the problem is you never quite know when they're going, so you never quite know when to have them peaking. I mean, you could easily have them, you know, champions, lose the belts, off they go. You know, that would be ideal, wouldn't it? They lose the championship and off they go to the main roster. But, I mean, if you look at someone like Bron, it's not worked out that way. If you look at someone like Bron, he's lost the championship and then just bobbed around, really. Yeah, we've had him in some feuds and he's been, like, fleshing out being a heel, but I think we can all agree that he's not feeling quite the same as he was before. He'll be fine once he gets called up. You know, it's kind of a refresh, really. We've learned there's a lot of people that do not watch NXT. You know, you only have to look at some of the reactions that like Johnny Gargano's getting. Or, you know, Tommaso Ciampa. These are legends of the NXT brand. You'd think people would be losing their minds, going crazy, like, of everything they've done in NXT. But at times they come out to very, very quiet reactions. Very quiet reactions. So I think that I see it as when you go to the main roster, you are basically starting again. So he'll be fine once he actually gets called up. But yeah, it is true. I mean, like, it's hard to know when to, like, peak them, when to, like, have them really hot. because you never quite know when they're going to get called up. Because I don't think WWE know when to call people up or when they're going to need them. It's just when creative have got some up, really. Trey said, do you remember the superstars we called up to the main roster? They still haven't showed up yet, like Apollo and Odyssey Jones. Yeah. Do you know, those ones I remembered. The one that I had forgotten about, and actually I thought if someone had asked me, I think I would have said that they had been released, was Zion Quinn. Zion Quinn is a name we have not spoke about. Odyssey Jones we've spoken about because there's a few rumours of him going into the Bobby Lashley group. Apollo, again, that would be a name I'd be thinking, did he get released? Was he released with those other people like Mustafa Ali and everyone? Was he one of those names? And Zion Quinn would be another one. I'd be like, was he in that group? Because we don't ever talk about Apollo and we don't ever talk about Zion Quinn. Odyssey Jones we talk about because there's been a few thoughts as to where he might be landing. But yeah, it's true. There's a few names that have just disappeared. Hey, do you know what? I said we were going to do halftime scores when we get to commercial break, and we're at commercial break, so I need to be a man of my word. Halftime scores, everybody. It's the halftime scores. I really want to know your halftime scores. Put it in the chat. Halftime scores, everybody, it's the halftime scores. Are you happy? It's the halftime scores. Are you happy or you sad? Halftime scores, everybody, it's the halftime scores. I should get that recorded. If I got it recorded, I could just press play then. Just sit here like this. I want to read some of these, some good points being made, and I love this about the community. You know, we do have some fun. We do go on some different topics, but we also have some good conversations about wrestling. James said, Daze, there's just something missing with this Lexis character. It ain't bad, but he's trying so hard not to be his dad. I think he needs to let the loose cannon loose so that he can't control himself. Yeah, I agree. I think there's something not quite there. I don't think we've quite found what's going to take him like really where he needs to go. I mean, he needs to get to the main roster. I mean, I look at him, you know, and his body and his look reminds me so much of like Chris Jericho. We were talking during the stream about different, like, I said he looked better at the last pay-per-view, and I stand by it. His facial hair was not as bold as what I'd seen it before. It looked a bit more natural. And I felt that his just overall look just looked a little bit more settled down. It just felt a little bit more comfortable. It was... I felt like there was something... I was starting to see that there was a way forward. I look at him and I suppose I see like Jericho, but I see someone that's been in the industry for like 30 years. I don't see someone that's trying to start out and make a name for himself. I sort of see someone that's on the back end of their career. And I think the reason is because he's so... his body type... his hair so reminds me of Jericho that I think that I sort of get that same feeling when I look at him, like a bit of a feeling I get if I look at Jericho, someone that's in the back end of their career. That's probably not a good thing. It's probably not a good thing that I feel that way about him. So I agree. I think there's more work that needs to be done there. More work that needs to be done. I don't think we found his final form, shall we say. Big Time said Johnny is someone that was in NXT for too long. He was red hot during the Adam Cole feud in 2019 and then went cold because of the pandemic. Miss Clown said Booker T clotheslined a mascot at a Rockets game. Gerald said Braun's definitely going to get called up to be someone's heavy. My bet is either Grayson Waller or Logan Paul. Big Time said, Apollo just ain't got it. Great wrestler, but it's been years and years, and he's still not working out, and he's still not working on his biggest weaknesses, like the character and the promo. Do you know, it is true. I mean, when do you cut your losses? I'm not saying fire him. I'm just saying at what point do you choose to not renew the contract? Suicide Dive there by Nathan Frazier. He used to be Uha Nation, and I remember there being a lot of excitement around Uha, or I think it's Uha Nation, when he came in, and genuinely people were like, I love the name, and he looked great. He was pretty jacked, and I suppose in a way he was like the Black Bron, in the sense of like no nonsense, jacked, bit of an attitude. Like there was a real, but we just have never, we've never got it right again. We've never got it. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. I mean, I can only put it down to him, to be honest. I know that WWE have mismanaged him plenty of times, but you would think at some point we would find something that sticks and works over all of these years. Lovely super kick there by Nathan. On Bron. Bron manages to get a shoulder up. Nathan climbing up. It's a good match, this. Bron moves out the way. Spear connects. Spear by Bron. 1, 2, 3. Turns out that the speed was not enough to counteract Bron Breaker's power. The spear. Speed versus spear. Spear wins. So it's a victory there for Bron Breaker. Some good action in that match, though. Gerald said this is a 6. Wrestling Boomer said 10. Callum with a 6. Lee said 525. Mitchell, shout out to you. Said, hope you had a good Christmas and enjoyed the Cornette Jericho feud. I did, very much so. Big Time says 7. Brony said 625. Danny D said 6. Donald said 6. The 1 Minute Wrestler says 7. Zoom Station said 6.5. Virus said 725. Tyler said 7. That's What She Said 525. A. Jobson says 7.5. Real said Apollo just appears on Main Event these days. I forgot that was still a thing. Trey said 575. George said 7. Loopy Girl said 6. Tamina retired, says Bonkers. Have heard this, yes. Terry said 6. Brony said 625. And we are seeing no quarter catch club right now. Damon Kemp, Drew Gulak, Charlie Dempsey, Miles Bourne. We're going to show you no quarter. I don't even know what that means. It was a bit of a weird promo there where they were like stepping forward, saying their line, going back again, coming back in, going back out. Is it weird? Weird. I know you, Briggs. I can see you want to be a singles competitor. You need to spread your rings, Fallon. Is this it? Is this the end of Briggs, Jensen, Tiffany? All the memories. They should do a video package where they were hanging out at the bar and... Is this it? I love you guys. Oh my god. So this is it, says Fallon. Is this just how it... This is it. One last time. Fallon says, I love you guys, and she walks off. Briggs just... That was cold. Briggs just walks off, leaving Jensen on his own. Quite a powerful segment, actually. Quite a powerful segment, but I'm surprised that it's ended with such a whimper. You would think that he would be a bit more conflicted. A bit more, you're my brother, I don't want to leave you. Do you know what I mean? Like, them actually trying to fight to keep it going. Like, why has it fallen apart so easily? Why is it like, yeah, I'm off. Yeah, I'm off. Yeah, you're probably right. I probably should go on my own. I'll see you around. Why? Powerful segment, like touching. But I don't get it. Perhaps it's just a story and they're not really done. And, like, you know, we'll just end up coming back to it. Don't know. Mitchell said, I'm going to give it a bit of a lower score. The metaphor stuff is getting a bit redundant. The matches are becoming formulaic, in my opinion, says Mitchell. Bembo said CM Punk just walked out. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Bembo, I knew it. This is what he does, Bembo. This is what he does. He did this last time. I knew it. You can't trust him. Is it? They were right. They were right in AEW. They were right to get rid of him. Absolute flipping disgrace. CM Punk just walked out at MSG. Oh, at MSG. Got you. Okay. Yeah. Good guy. Really like him. Big fan. Big fan. So, CM Punk is in Madison Square Garden. Let's have a look, shall we? CM Punk! CM Punk! CM Punk! CM Punk! CM Punk! CM Punk! There's no sound. Thank God. Otherwise, I'd be done. Look at the blow-up, Santa! Oh my God. MSG is the best. I'll do the music for you. Here he is. It's clobbering time. Oh, I've only just seen the language that's on screen. I would like to apologize for Bella, OG, Janata, Bella's reigns. That is appalling. The crowd doing the "it's clobbering time" chant will never get old. CM Punk doing push-ups in front of Rhea. Oh my God, AJ's not going to like that. AJ is not going to like that. He's good though, isn't he? Look at that. He's doing little claps in between. God bless him. I'm in my own. CM Punk hitting push-ups to "you still got it" chants. You still got it. You still got it. Bro, I'm flipping out. It's CM Punk. Yeah, you knew he was there, didn't you? I'm flipping out. It's CM Punk. Yeah, it got announced ages ago. CM Punk tried to take down Byron Saxton. What? Oh, went for a takedown. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know that Byron just pooped himself. Byron pooped himself. Love it. As I said, top guy. Amazing. So great that he's here. I get my own, I can see. Okay, here's Ariana Grace and Ava. I feel like Roxanna's got anger issues. It's so weird. Not long ago we were doing like 4 roots, 1 tree, schism, cult, all this kind of stuff, and now they're coming to her with their issues. That's a hard turn that we've done with Ava, innit? I like that from Ariana Grace. So Ava said, oh, it was Roxanne wants a match with you at New Year's Eve. And Ariana was like, oh, how did she take the rejection that that's not going to happen? And Ava was like, oh, no, it got accepted. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Oh, good to know. That's nice. I'm pleased. I'm pleased that's happening. Right, we've got Lyra and Blair. Sarah Schreiber, is that where she's now? You've been avoiding me all this time, says Lyra. Your methods are different, Blair. Hard work only shows when the right people are watching. Is that true? Blair gets called cowardly. I bet you wish anyone had won but me, says Blair. I'm the Iron Survivor. Lyra said I welcome competition. I don't like how you do things, but I know that you'll do whatever it takes, says Lyra. I want to be the best. I witnessed your rise, but I'll be the reason as to why you fall. That was alright. Pretty generic, but it was fine. Here's Obafemi then. Obafemi making his way down to the ring. Obafemi. Right, Obafemi versus Tavion Heights. Let's go. Right, Mitchell, shout out to you, said, nah, that Santa is about to suplex that elf on the sleigh and look at the camera and say, it's real glass. Cry me some eggnog. Cry me some eggnog. It is pretty fun that there is a Santa and an elf. Just, is it an elf or what is it? I don't know. It might be a nutcracker at MSG. Not the biggest stage entrance thing, is it? I mean, I know it's a house show, but I mean, in all fairness, do you know what? Talking about that, when I used to go in 1994, it was just literally like girders, metal girders up the side, literally in the shape of like a door frame, but with like metal, I don't know what you'd call them, structures, girders, and a black cloth, and the smallest ramp you've ever seen, like just a little. The kind of ramp that you'd have to like TT your way down like that. That was it. No screens. 1994. So, you know, considering that's what it was when I went. When I was young. Compared to that. Oh my God. They don't know they're alive. CM Punk made Dom tap, but Mommy helped Dom. Look, he's tapping. He's tapping. Mommy distracts. Mommy distracts. CM Punk gets up. He's going to be furious. He's going to be furious. Goes over to Mommy. Don't get caught. Don't get caught. Dirty Dom's going to get you from behind. Don't get caught. Got 15 seconds. He'll have it scouted. No, he didn't. He got caught. 619 against the ropes. Connects. CM Punk goes down. Dominic, 1, 2. Oh, shoulder up by CM Punk. Oh my God, we should so watch this match. Where is it? Yeets. Yeets. I like him in the black. Looks good, doesn't he? Looks good. You're looking good, Phil. You're looking good, Phil. Right. We are underway. This is the other semi-final of the men's breakout tournament. My prediction is Obafemi, said WWE AEW fan. Trina said the Nutcracker would be a funny name for a finisher or submission move. It also sounds absolutely flipping horrific. And should be a banned. We don't need no moves called the Nutcracker. Thank you very much. Over in the court, how would you feel if there was a move called the Womb Wrecker? Eh? How'd you feel about that? Oh, yeah, not as fun now, is it? Tavian gets picked up. Boom! Gets planted down. Tavian backing up into the corner. Pointing over at Oba, pointing over at Tavian, colliding. Tavian goes down. Obafemi going for the pin. 2. Kick out by Tavian Heights, which sounds like such a lovely name for like a block of flats. Just bought a new apartment. Oh, in town, yeah. Whereabouts? You know the new development, Tavian Heights. Oh, why not? Yeah. Got it there. Oh. Can I come round? Well, it's not ready yet. But you can come round as soon as it is ready. Invitation. Boom! Tavian in control round the back of Oba. Wow. Deadlift German. Deadlift German. Against the ropes going. Oh, wow. Lovely belly to belly. I love that way of executing it as well. Like, rather than that grip under the arms, you kind of like sling them. Lovely clothesline by Obafemi. Oba in control. He's got Tavian against the ropes. Down he goes. I don't know what Obafemi's finisher is. Picks him up. Powerbomb. Powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. Well, it's not the most inventive finisher move, is it? A powerbomb. It's alright. Got the job done. I think this guy needs something a little bit more, though. Dude in the crowd with like a mask on. Looks pretty cool. Who will be this year's men's breakout tournament winner? Can anyone remember who last year's was? Oh, I forgot he was in Chase U. He's come out in his Chase U shirt. Yeah, who won last year's breakout tournament? Didn't Roxy get it for the girls? I think. Did she get it for the girls last year? Oh, here's Elia. He said he's looking for Trick Williams. Here's Gallus. Oba uses Owen's old finisher, says real. Nolan said Daze is Raw day one at pay-per-view or normal show. Normal show. Did you know the Bloodline came with that pay-per-view because they're signaling 1 point finger up top? Is Roman defending the belt at day one? No. He's not scheduled to be at day one, I don't believe. He's not on Raw. It's a Raw. It's just Raw. It's just a special edition of Raw. Ilya Dragunov. Was it Dragunov? Was it Dragunov that won the Breakout tournament? Last year, I remember Roxanne. I remember Roxanne. But I can't remember who won it for the guys. Can we find out? Would anyone know? NXT Breakout tournament. Here we go. Ah, we've got all the previous winners here. This is what we want. Wow. Yeah, definitely would never get this. Definitely would never get this. So apparently, according to this, there wasn't one for the men's last year. That's why we can't remember it. According to this, there was only the women's, and so it was Roxanne. The year before was only the men's, and it was Carmelo Hayes, who beat Odyssey Jones in the final. And then there was nothing in 2020. And if we went back to 2019, do you know who won it in 2019? Which is pretty mental. It was Jordan Miles. Do you remember that guy? Wasn't that the guy with the shirt and the controversy around the shirt, which was a really stupid shirt? Basically, he had a gimmick where he would smile a lot, right? Or he was kind of, they were trying to get him to be known for his smile. So what some flipping idiot did was get his name, I think it was his name here, and then put the smile here. And the thing is, that's fine if you're selling a red t-shirt, a yellow t-shirt, a green t-shirt, but they sell black t-shirts as well. And so people were pointing out that on a black shirt, it potentially could look racist. And to be honest, I think it would, my feeling on it, and we'll talk about something that happened like 4 years ago now, but my feeling on it was, I don't think they designed it to be racist. I think that his smile was part of his character. I think on other coloured shirts, like green, red, whatever, it was fine. But obviously you had the option to have like a black shirt. And I think if he had come out and said something like, yeah, this probably does need to be changed, but I'm sure there was nothing malice behind it. If he'd come out and said something like that, I think it would have kept it, where it needed to be. But he came out and was like, this is a disgrace. Like, he came out and went off, man. For some reason, I think he was under the impression that someone had done this on purpose. And it was a massive thing. It was a big talking point at the time. Big talking point at the time. And he ended up losing his job. I don't remember if it was for that. I don't think it was for that. But that could not have put him in good graces, right? But, it was bad. It was definitely bad. It was a bad look. It was one of those things that's kind of, I don't think there was malice behind it. I don't believe someone in WWE chose to come up with a racist t-shirt that works for the company. Oh, let's start selling these. I think common sense would tell you it was probably just a bad design. But yeah, he ended up losing his job, didn't he? I can't remember why. Let's click on it. It might tell us. He's got a Wikipedia page. WWE wrestler Titus said he agreed about the shirts, but not about how he brought others into his frustrations. Hardy subsequently apologized for his overreaction. Okay. But nevertheless claims he wouldn't take back his comments that he had made. On November 13th, Hardy posted a profanity-laden video exclaiming that he quit WWE. Oh, so he quit. And stated that he refused to work for racists. And that Jordan Miles was his slave name. On November 21st, WWE officially announced Hardy was released from his contracts. Hardy has subsequently worked several indie dates. Yeah. Crazy situation, man. Crazy. And he was the first ever NXT Breakout tournament winner. Right, we are underway. Blast from the past that I'd completely forgotten about all of that incident. Joe Coffey against Gacy. Now, is something freaky going to happen here? Because he got dragged under the ring, didn't he? Let's go, Joe Chance. Let's go, Joe Chance. Let's go, Joe. Let's go, Joe. Joe Coffey against Joe Gacy. Dean said, Daze, if you could use an unused talent and put them at the top of the card in NXT, who would you pick and why? Hope you had a fantastic Christmas. Dean, shout out to you, buds. Shout out to you. I think we're doing a pretty good job, actually, of using talent. I don't think there's loads anymore that aren't being used. I mean, a simple name would be Odyssey Jones, because he's huge, he's fun, and we just haven't seen much from him. We haven't heard many of his promos, we haven't seen many of his matches, but they clearly have got high hopes for him. And at the moment, he's just sat in catering, not doing anything, so... You know, an easy, lazy answer would be Odyssey Jones. But to be honest, I mean, I really don't think there's loads of people that are being underutilized at the moment. Because I think Triple H is quite good at trying to get people out of catering, you know. We spoke earlier about Apollo Crews. We've got Ashanti the Adonis as well. We haven't seen anything to do with him since Hit Row broke up, but he doesn't, in my mind, belong at the top of a card. I mean, you could maybe put him at the top of a card down in NXT. We just haven't seen much out of him, have we? We haven't seen much out of Ashanti. Suicide dive there by Joe. I think, are we about to go to commercial break? Braun is out injured, and I don't know that you're going to reinvent him as anything other than the monster that he is. Joe Gacy. Oh, 2 count for Joe Gacy. Hank and Tank are battling away with Gallus. Headbutt there by Joe Coffey. Back in the corner. Collides into Gacy. Feels like we're at the business end here. Against the ropes. Oh, misses. Clothesline there by Gacy. Going for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Gacy gets the victory. Oh, man, can I just tell you, I'm looking at the roster to see if there's anyone that, like, jumps out. Cedric Alexander's a good shout, but there's a botch. There's a botch on the WWE Superstar page. It's quite fun. Look at what they've done here with Stacks. They've doubled him up for some reason. That's not me. That's actually on the site. Whoever's put the PNG file there has accidentally doubled it over. If you compare it to everyone else, look. Here's everyone else has just got one image. And there's Stacks. They've botched Stacks. Someone's done Stacks dirty, man. Someone's really done Stacks dirty. Look at all these others here. Look, we got Cody and Cora. Cora over here. And then up here. Boom. Well, we're backstage with Dragon Lee. Oh, wow. Here's Lola. Lola looks lovely. Lola looks amazing. Look at her abs. Yeah, lovely Electra. They say they're proud of Electra. Hola. Yeah, it's not really a gang though, is it? Your gang's not really back together because there's no Santos. Always Alpha. And there's Dijak. Dijak, booze for Dijak as he's going to make his way down to the ring. Main event coming up next then, NXT Underground. So yeah, Dean, I just had a quick scoot down those NXT names. I think Cedric Alexander would not be the worst shout. That could be a fun one. Odyssey Jones. That would be a fun one. But to be honest, I think Triple H does a much, much better job than Vince at like using the talent better and not just letting them like rot backstage. Imagine wrestling finishers called the Fanny Wrecker and the D-Rider. The D-Rider. You could do that if you had a tag partner called Richard and you like jumped on their shoulders because Dick is short. Dickie is short for Richard, believe it or not. So Dick Rider makes sense if your tag partner is called Richard and you jump on their shoulders for a finishing move. That could be something that the Young Bucks look into. They could get someone called Richard. They could replace Brandon Cutler with a Richard and then they could have a Dick Rider. Aren't they trying to come up with a super dick party thing as well? Like, all of a sudden, James, I do wonder if you're not booking for AEW. Jim said ACH, Jordan Miles, wrestled House of Glory in 2022. Jim, shout out to you. Big Time said 8 matches so far for NXT tonight. We've been eating good, man. I'm still feeling relatively... I'm feeling a bit tired, actually, but not tired because of the show. Tired because I've been tidying and doing stuff all day. But the actual show itself, I think, it's had a lovely pace to it, and I think it's outstayed its welcome. It's been good. It's been some nice in-ring moments. Promos have been pretty solid. All been good. Have we had like an in-ring promo segment? I don't think we have we? Trying to think of an in-ring promo segment. Don't think we have. Maybe I'd like one of those. Well, tough. I'm not going to have it because we've not got long left and NXT Underground coming up next. Both guys being called Joe is one of those things you know Vince wouldn't have allowed. Yeah, that is one of the things that he would in all fairness, it would be Coffee versus Gacy, wouldn't it? Both of the Joes would have gone. Coming up next, we've got Coffee versus Gacy, and that'd be it. Godfather So said Daze very blazed off that Bundy of King Kong, dranked as well of that Demolition Crush. Remember when he was Hawaiian? Of course. Kona Crush. I believe his finisher was the Skull Crusher. Da-na-na-na-na. 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 Da-da-da-da-da. Used to do that to my brother, you know. Bad, thinking about it. I don't know how bad it is, but it can't be brilliant for your head. But yeah, his finisher was he would like vice, like grip. And once he had it on, he'd be able to pick you up and like, you know, slam you down into like a seated position and really cinch it in and like, you know, ding, ding, ding. Submission. I don't remember seeing people tap actually thinking about it. I think the ref just called for the bell. They were probably screaming it. I quit. But yeah, I used to really apply it as well. Mitchell said, in HS, I called people who annoyed me. Richard Whiskey, few got it, but it's Dick Liqueur. Sound it out. In HS, I don't know what HS is. In HS, high school. Gonna go high school. Tiffany against Fallon. Ranch hand or servant for a day. So one's got to help on the ranch or one has got to be a servant. It's always fun. Dragon Lee, Wild, and Del Toro will take on 3 members of No Quarter Catch Crew. That coming up next week. Roxanne Perez. She is taking on Ariana Grace. Next week. Cool. We find out next week on New Year's Eve. And Ilya Dragunov is going to be taking on Trick Williams. Ilya Dragunov, is he going to get the job done? So in high school, I called people who annoyed me Richard Whiskey. Few got it, but it's Dick Liqueur. Sound it out. Well, I daren't. To be honest. You know me, I'm very innocent. I'm an innocent young man. Right, it's not NXT Superstar. It's NXT Underground. It's the sound of the underground. James said, Daze is a United fan that doesn't watch the games. This is true. To be honest, that's the best way to be a United fan at the moment. That is the best way of doing it. Right, he's made his way down. We've got the locker room around the ring. I don't know if they're people we actually care about or boomers we've yet to see. This is one of those where we'll come back to this and we'll go, oh my god, look, there's John Cheeseface. There's Sally Sandringham. Eddy Thorpe is all kinds of ready. Here comes Dijak. A. Jobson said, Daze Lola doesn't like Elektra's old family. It was not good vibes. George said, Cody needs to finish his story, but he doesn't need to win the Rumble. There's always the Chamber. Zycamy said, is Trick Williams on NXT tonight? I don't know. Ilya said he was coming to have a word, so I think we're still going to get some after this from Ilya and Trick. Here comes Dijak. What do they do to the underground? Well, we just go, baby. We just go. These two just throw down. There's no silly pins. Ugh. Stupids. We got rid of them. There's no countouts. I don't even think there's DQs. It's just knockout, technical knockout, or submission. That is it. And do you know what else we get rid of? The ropes. Stupid ropes. Don't need them. The following contest is an NXT Underground match. There's Petulia Puffer Jacket. I love the old school MSG microphones coming down from the ceiling jobs. Loving them. Dijak! Crowds booing away. No counts, no pinfalls. The only way to win, knockout, TKO or submission. They don't actually specify about DQs, but it's not part of what finishes the match, so it's got to be that they're allowed. Okay, so Eddie Thorpe's got Dijak down at the moment. He's trying to get, he's trying to work on the arm. And again, he's trying to keep him down, but Dijak getting up to his feet. He's kind of stepping onto the head of Eddy. Stomping away there. And again. Do you know what you're not going to see? You're not going to see any high flying. There's no ropes. There's no top turnbuckles unless you're going to stand on the actual ring post. So you can forget all them, all that high flying malarkey. You could still do some flips, couldn't you? Cartwheels and such. Nice suplex there by Eddie Thorpe. These don't tend to go all that long, to be honest, because they're like fights. Dijak is down. I don't know what that was. I don't know what he was going for there, Eddie. Didn't look great. He got caught, though. Picked up, chokeslam, still grabbing a hold of the arm. Eddie Thorpe's annoying in the sense of, like, you go for something, he just grabs your arm. You're like, oh, my God, get off. Ah! Beautiful. Sit down, powerbomb. Look at this. Boom. That was big. Big clubbing blows coming down by Dijak. Good aerial shot. I don't know if there should be people on all four sides. I understand why we don't have them on the hard camera side, but I think you could, and I think it would work. I think watching it, you see like how we're watching it here, where we're sort of behind the people. You can see a bit of the tops of their heads, but you can still see perfectly fine in the ring. I think I would put people in front. I think it just looks a bit weird. They're only on the three sides. There's a few shots where we cut to the side and you've got the tops of people's heads and it's not a problem. It's not an issue. You cowards. Right, we are at commercial break. Eric said, I thought Punk won't get injured as much because it's a different style than in AEW, says Eric. Do you agree that Titanic, okay, in 97 is the longest film ever made by Paramount? Do you agree? Do I agree that it's the longest film made by Paramount, 20th Century Fox and Lightstar? I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that because I don't know if that's true. It would be a weird thing for you to make up. So I'm going to say it. I'm going to say I do agree that it is the longest film made by Paramount Pictures, 20th Century Fox, and Lightstorm Entertainment. Big Time said, it's such a cool yet bizarre concept. Feels like they've been feuding for the entire year, says Yeeta Claus. Yeeta Claus. SP said picture in picture. We don't have that, unfortunately. I'm just glad we got the show. Big Time said, tonight we've had Chase U versus OTM, Cora versus Karmen, Noam Dar versus Briggs, Lexis versus Riley, Obafemi versus Tava, Bron versus Nathan, Gacy versus Coffee, Thorpe Dijaks, 8 matches. Do you think it's overkill? Maybe a little. I wouldn't do it every week, but I think it's fine. I mean, if, you know, some weeks you might want like a longer epic battle, but to be honest, NXT Underground is not a match that should go long. This isn't a match that, you know, this is a fight. It's two people really getting stuck in. You know, there's been plenty of MMA fights that we've seen end early. You know, this is a fight that could end in any moment, basically. Yeah, it could go on and on and on, but chances are it probably stands a good chance of ending earlier than a traditional wrestling match. So I think because this is the main event, it doesn't need as much time. So that means you can afford to give more time to the undercard, which maybe wouldn't usually get this amount of time. So I think for this week, I think it's fine, but I wouldn't look to do that every week because other weeks you're going to need more time for the main event. We're back in the ring with Dijak and Eddy Thorpe. What happened to lumberjack matches? Haven't seen one of them for years, said Danny D. I just don't think they were that good. I don't think they were that exciting. They're not something that we really go to all that often. I'm sure we will get another. But don't know. I think if WWE are looking for a fun stipulation, they've got quite a few ahead of lumberjack. It's one of those where I think exactly what you've just said happens. Yeah, oh, do you know, we haven't done a lumberjack match in a while. Should we do a lumberjack match? Yeah, go on, do a lumberjack match. I think we do it because we've done the other matches quite a bit. Dijak grabbing, reversed Eddy. Oh, lovely work. Plants Dijak. So we got 4 minutes, and then there's normally an overrun of about 8 minutes. And I think we've still got a promo or some sort of something between Ilya and Trick. So I think a few more minutes of this. We'll have a few more minutes of this, and that is that. Who do you think's going to win, says Natalie. I think Eddy. Eddy on the back of Dijak. Thorpe is trying to choke out Dijak. Dijak plants Eddy down. I mean, if Dijak wins, that might get him a step closer towards a title match. So that would make sense. But where would Eddy go if he lost this feud? I mean, I suppose like next week or a few weeks' time, he could come out. He could be gutted, cutting a promo. This one really stung. Then someone appears. Like, you could go down that road, I suppose. But I think ultimately there's been so much disrespect of Eddy's niece and all this kind of stuff. I think like the babyface gets the win. Both guys are down at the moment. Eddy Thorpe getting back up to his feet. Discus, big boot by Dijak. Dijak saying check on him. But he doesn't give up. He's shaking his head. He's hanging in there. He's getting back up to his feet. Dijak going again, but a kick. An enziguri kick. I think this match has already gone too long for me. He's trying to get round the back. Dijak trying to break this hold. I mean, to be honest, this NXT Underground is sort of feels a bit like a replacement for the Fight Pit. We used to do Fight Pits. Oh! He went for a suplex to the outside. Dijak lands on his feet. He's got Eddy Thorpe on his shoulders. Went for a GTS and gets it. Gets it. Eddy Thorpe is down. Didn't we see Eddy Thorpe do that before to Damon Kemp, was it? Where he did like a suplex to the outside. Dijak grabbing a couple of guys that are around the ringside area. Now we've got a brawl that's breaking out. Dijak going over, so he deals with a couple of the guys. He grabs Eddy Thorpe. Forearm strike there by Dijak. Eddy Thorpe goes against the ring. Dijak charges over. He gets dumped onto the edge of the ring. Oh my God, man. That looked good. That looked good. So Eddy Thorpe is down. Dijak is rolling back in the ring. There's no count outs. Crowd are chanting. I think it's the crowd. It might be the wrestlers. But an NXT chant. Dijak has taken his belt off. Wraps it around his wrist. He's going to use this. There's no DQ. Yeah, I mean, in fairness, he should have started with this. He could have started with this from the very beginning. He's having a look over at Eddy. Eddy is back up on his feet. Oh, no joy. Eddy Thorpe prevents it. Oh. DDT. Like a paradigm shift. Dijak is down. Eddy is looking over. Now Eddy has got the belt. Oh, is he going to whip him? Oh, man. Ah! Oh! He's whipping away. Dijak getting whipped. So Eddy Thorpe whipping away. Dijak down on his knees. Eddy Thorpe applying like sleeper holds. Dijak, does he fade him? He's getting up to his feet. He goes over to the corner. He ends up going shoulder first into the corner. I don't think that helped Dijak, did it? Was that meant to help Dijak? That didn't feel like it helped Dijak. It did get Eddy off of him, though. Dijak standing over Eddy, grabbing Eddy. Oh, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? What is this? Is he going to try and powerbomb him to the outside? He picks him up. He's got Eddy. No, reversal. Oh, it's Dijak that goes to the outside. Man, that would have been so sick. If he had actually just chucked him out the ring, that would have been one hell of a bump. That would have been one hell of a bump. Eddy Thorpe jumps off the ring to the outside, collides into Dijak. Picks him up, boom, plants him. DDT by Eddy Thorpe. Medical assistant has come over to check on Dijak. No, I think he's not out. Don't stop it. Don't stop it. Dijak getting back up to his feet. That was a cool spot. And now Eddy Thorpe jumps onto the back of Dijak. Dijak drives Eddy Thorpe into the edge of the ring. Eddy Thorpe. This has gone way longer than I thought. I thought this would have ended about 3 minutes ago. Glad to see Dijak getting a decent push. I remember he won the Ring of Honor Breakout tournament and loved his matches with Keith Lee in NXT, says K-Dub. Dijak is down with Eddy Thorpe on his back. This sleeper hold is applied. Dijak is going over some steel steps. Climbing up these steps. Eddy is trying to choke out Dijak. He's not getting any success here. Dijak's going to look to... he's going to jump backwards, isn't he? And drive Eddy through the commentary table. He's turning round. Eddy's going to go for a ride. Headbutts coming in by Eddy. Here we go. Dijak gritting his teeth. Oh, but fading. Going back down. Oh. He's still in it. Oh, wow. Oh. It's Eddy that plants Dijak through the commentary table. Both are down, though. Yeah, both are down. This is worse than the Bobby Green stoppage. We need to stop this. NXT Black and Gold era, said Mr. Quake. That was the best. Black and Gold. James said, did you see the other week that former NWA Maddie is officially signed with NXT? Don't think I know that person. Maddie Rakovsky. Don't know them. Don't remember them from Power Days. Eddy Thorpe's picked up the win. So it's Eddy Thorpe that got back to his feet following that table spot. Dijak remained down. So Eddy Thorpe with a win. It was fine. It was decent. It was fun. It had some good moments. It did feel a bit long to me. I think I definitely would have cut it shorter. Right, here we go. Here's Ilya and Trick backstage. Face to face Ilya with a neck brace on. Trick says, can you strap up the boots? Trick said, I'm not holding back. He's going to sign the contract. Trick Williams signs for New Year's Evil. Unfortunately. Nothing or no one can stop me. The neck brace comes off. That's cool. I like how Trick said we can push the match back. I like that. I think that's good. It makes him look still like the babyface, you know, that he's not taking advantage. So, face to face, just a little moment there between these two. Next week, Trick Williams, Ilya Dragunov for the NXT Championship. Let's go. We can push it back. Nothing or no one can stop me. Off comes the neck brace. You thought you'd hurt me, Rich Holland. Right, jump over to the second channel, Wrestling Daze Clips. That's where we do our voting. I'm going to jump over there right now. I'm jumping over there right now so that I can set up the poll. Hey guys, text poll. What did you score WWE NXT? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. Okay, what did you score, NXT? That vote is live. Now, I don't know if we added the SmackDown score. I'm going to get to your thoughts in a second. But my thoughts are, did we get round to add in last week's SmackDown scores? Because we didn't do it yesterday. So what did you score, NXT? Vote, vote, vote. We've had no votes. 0 votes. It's probably not true. It's probably just because I haven't refreshed, but... what did you score, SmackDown? So, SmackDown, the biggest result was great. They got 64%. But as we said, we always count the numbers above as well, because clearly those people also thought it was great. They thought it was even better than great. So great 64, but I always count the ones above as well. So add the 7 means that this is great 71. Great 71. So have we had any votes? We've still not had any votes. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. Okay, let's jump over to here. So great 71. This is where we are. I put in yesterday's Raw. It was the best of episode. Doesn't count. What was great 71 is not there, so it would be here. So SmackDown. What was Friday? So Christmas 25th was Monday, so the 24th was Sunday, the 23rd was Saturday, so it'd be the 22nd. Great. There we go. So officially, SmackDown on Friday was better than Payback. That's official. SmackDown was better. And again, look, another score that we've not had before. I love the variety that we're getting in the scores. I love the variety. There's a few that are the same, like SummerSlam and Crown Jewel, and the 2 Raw episodes from the 11th and the 18th. So we have had a couple of the same, but other than that, we've got some good variety going on here. So vote away over at Wrestling Daze Clips. Get in your scores, get in your thoughts. What we'll do is on Friday, we'll have a look and see where the scores ended up for today's NXT, and we'll add that to that list. As we said, that's going to be an ongoing thing moving forward. So you can jump over and vote over on Wrestling Daze Clips. Let's come back to this channel. Boom. Get a few final thoughts. You can feel free to put your scores in here as well, but the ones that will count and be recorded are over on the other one. Yeah, we'll get a few final thoughts. Then I'm going to have a look at putting an unseen video together. I'd imagine it's going to be quite heavily reliant on MSG stuff, but we'll see what other reaction is out there. Alex said, FCW ruled. Black and gold era until 2014 rocked. Forgot 2014, 2018 is weak. NXT 2.0 rocked and new era is so, says Alex. Trey says bye. Bye, Trey. Karmen says, Karmen live, shout out to you. K-Dub said, good for a tape show. Honestly, the tape shows have been legit considering we were upset about live shows. Now we're jacked up for next week. Papa H is cooking. Jobson says, Mello will reveal to Trick that he attacked Trick and hired Ridge to hurt Elia. He'll turn heel next week. K-Dub said 7.5. It was solid for a tape show. The Hunt on USA right now is a great movie. Why are you putting dates like a yank, said James. I always do, you know now. I think it's because for the past 4 years since doing the watch-alongs, because really in the middle of the night, Raw, SmackDown, all of that, it's you have to write it that way. Or I've always written it that way because there ain't going to be that many people in the UK that are awake at that time. So I am so used to writing it in the American way because of the live streams. And like all the live stream, every live stream is written that way, date-wise. Yeah, I'm just used to doing it. No, that way. In this country, we tend to do it the correct way, which is day first, right? Then month, and then year. You go by like the thing that changes the most first, then the thing that changes the next most, and then the thing that changes like least. So day, month, year. That's the correct way. But in America, they decide to do it the incorrect way. And now I've just, bad habits. Now I do it the incorrect way with it being like month and then day And then, why don't you just do month, year, and chuck day at the end, America? Huh? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do year, day, and then put the month at the end or something? Why don't you go like that? Stupid. And now you've made me stupid. Danny said 7 to 5 days. Are you doing World's End on the weekend? Am I doing World's End at the weekend? What's that? Is that the AEW show? No. No AEW show. Irish Rebel said, take care, have a great night. Kids are crying, said Zoom Station. Big Time said, with Watch Wrestling, if you live the UK, you get to experience USA Network and hang on. With Watch Wrestling, if you live in the UK, you get to experience the USA Network and TBS. If you forget to close the tab, pop it back up in the morning and you will still have USA or TBS. Do you? Doesn't just cut off the feed. That's interesting. Zoom Station said Christmas is overrated. Sean said Christmas is awesome. Dro said Christmas is underrated. So we've got a real battle going on right now as to whether Christmas is over or underrated. And we've also got Elijah firing in an 8.5. Can't Stop, Won't Stop said WWE house shows that MSG is packed. Hayden said World End is the AEW show. It's the last AEW show of the year. Right, well, on that bombshell, we are done. We're done, baby. And I need to go off and work on the Unseen video. Don't forget, we're not around tomorrow. I am sorry. I do apologize. So we're not around tomorrow, but there is a stream. Tommy Toy Travels is doing it. I'll put a link on the homepage. So if the community wants to go and hang out over there, they are obviously welcome to do that. Encouraged, even. And we will be back. I think we'll do a member stream on Thursday, and then on Friday we're back, baby, doing SmackDown. It is a best of. I know it's not my choice, but you know, we'll still have some fun on that show, and then we will work our way towards next week. Next week's going to be stacked, man. Next week is going to be so good with Day One and New Year's Revolution, NXT New Year's Eve also. I think we might be doing because there isn't a big stream coming up so for this weekend. So I think we might be doing some prediction videos, maybe even a prediction stream. I'm not sure. So we will have a little look at that. It's a weird time of the year at the moment. Strange. It's a weird time of the year. So we'll have to see. My focus is getting through tomorrow. So I will see you when I see you, but have a great couple of days.